Blip.
How's it going, everyone? Blup from Kyle Bossman here. Welcome to Day 3 Impressions from the Easy Allies from E3. And we're going to start with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Can we do some programming notes first?
Do some programming notes, though, Kyle.
Only 4 people in the room right now. Several of us are still at the E3 floor. They're going to be coming in, rolling in, but we have so much to talk about today.
Oh, yeah.
That
we couldn't wait.
We started early.
We
started early today, yep.
We could not wait. We got to dive right into this, but other people will be joining us very shortly.
Yes.
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee.
Which one did you play?
So, it just had both titles on there, and I was already in the game, so I couldn't tell which version I was playing.
Well, which Pokemon did you have?
I had Pokemon and Eevee in my party.
You had what in Eevee?
Pokemon and Eevee?
I'm sorry, Pikachu and...
Imposter!
Pikachu and Eevee. They both start with P!
Yeah, I did start
everyone's like the face of Pokemon.
Yeah.
They were both in my party, so I couldn't tell.
Well, which one was following you?
Pikachu was following me because he was in the first slot.
Got it.
Pikachu.
So there, it probably was the Let's Go Pikachu edition. Sure. And I got to play it with the Pokeball. And let me say, this game is a must-play with the Pokeball.
How's it feel in your hand? What's the weight?
Okay, so it feels really good because it goes around, a little thing goes around your ring finger to help hold it in place.
Oh.
It's like a little, looks like a cord.
Why would they keep that thing a secret?
I don't know.
Isn't that weird? You don't see that thing the whole time.
I know.
It's unauthentic.
It's just this little tiny thing that hangs off, and you just put it on your ring, and then you have a wrist strap, and then you just hold it in your hand, and then there's a button. You can't really see it, just like a pressure point. Basically, you can push in, that you can feel some resistance, where your middle and index and pointer fingers kind of go around, and then it's just the analog stick, but you're holding it so tightly, you just push it in for A. So one's push in is A, click in is A, and then there's a B, and then it's this analog movement.
How do you bring up your menu?
So I believe it is you.
Please tell me it's a motion gesture.
No, it was he did it at the beginning. I think it was hitting both buttons at the same A and B at the same time, I believe.
I guess that would make sense.
Yeah. I actually didn't do it after he showed me the menu stuff after that.
Yeah, nah.
I didn't have a need for it. And it looked like
this.
Yeah, what you're seeing right now. I think it looked fine. I will say something. It was a little framey, just here and there. So no, it's a little tiny bit.
Were you docked?
Yes, was docked for this.
Docked and framey.
Just a little tiny bit.
But how?
I was a little surprised. I was like, maybe it's because there's a dense forest
area.
No,
you know
with
what?
Some light
I'm not surprised.
I did a small troll. I was like, those rays of light look pretty nice in there. Adds a little bit of atmosphere. I was just trying to say something nice.
Were you in Viridian
and they
Forest?
were like, yeah, the lighting. We wanted to make this really good feel. We did a lot of work on this. It was like, it's chugging here. Come on. I was like, oh. No, I'm kidding. It was actually one part was
Viridian Forest.
Yes.
Were there a bunch of bug catchers in there?
Yes, I walked through some tall grass for just a little bit, and it didn't do it again after that part.
Okay.
So I wonder if I just encountered a random hiccup.
I doubt it, man. I doubt it.
Kyle's not convinced. Okay.
They have a history of this kind of thing down here.
But as you probably already know from all the information they dumped before at the Pokemon Direct, no, it wasn't Direct. Sorry, it was the weird cryptic conference thing in the jig.
Yeah.
The press only or whatever.
Images.
You can only fight trainers, and it's just like old school Pokemon. You just walk, you go in front of them, in their line of sight. The little exclamation mark goes up, and they just walk right over to you, like, "Hi, I'm Last Lucy. Do you know where there's a Bulbasaur in this forest? Let's fight!" And then it's like everything's the same. The sliding looks just like that. The bottom right, you just fight. Brings up your movesets, Pokemon, items, stuff like that. And then on the left side, you also have a menu when you're trying to catch Pokemon, a different thing. So when
the go menu?
Yeah, so it's basically item, ready, and then some other stuff I ignore because I never used it.
Yeah.
But basically it's item, Pokemon goes to item, get the berry. Here's a berry. Now it's easier to catch. And then you go to ready to catch, and then you gotta toss it. You gotta make the motion. And I forgot you have to aim. I was like a noob for a second because I only played Pokemon Go when it first came out. You gotta aim.
What do you mean you gotta aim?
So I tossed so here's the screen.
Yeah.
I went this. I made a real throwing motion, and I let it go over there.
And the ball went over there?
My Pokemon just went over to the right and completely whiffed. And I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, it's like Pokemon Go. You gotta aim. I was like, I am so bad at this game. So I had to do it again. I had to queue it up and everything again. Then I did a nice little toss.
How many Pokeballs did you have?
it seemed like I had 999.
Did you?
Because they gave you like 999.
I think they would have to. I mean, that's the entire point of this game.
But I mean, once I remembered you had to aim, it was like super easy. It was like a little toss. But like it was nice. I felt like it was like a little Pokemon trainer.
And then when
RP.
you caught that Pokemon, your entire party got experience points, correct?
Yes. So, and you can turn it off though if you don't want it. So it is a shared experience.
I can turn off
and you can
the
turn it
experience
off.
share.
So you want to make it a little bit more difficult. They said like if you want a more traditional experience, you can turn it off. You don't need it.
More traditional experience.
Daniel Bloodworth, everyone.
Hello.
Can I take a picture of the games list so I can start pulling stuff?
Sure.
I don't have a ordered
Doesn't need a
list.
list. I just need the games.
He's taking a picture of the
there's
games
a lot
list.
of
Yeah.
that aren't on here yet,
What was
but
really cool is because there's a
there's a
chance that
giant
obviously
list
the
of crazy madness.
Pokemon can break free. So when you
So
attempt to
I haven't
catch it
got
and doing the
copied.
1, 2, 3, like your thing's shaking with it. So you're like, come on. Like I started like doing like a dice rolling motion, like, come on, let's do this.
Casanova
Like get in
style,
there.
yeah.
And like one broke out the last one. I was like, no, so disappointed. But like when it catches it, it makes the noise and you hear the little Pokemon, whatever noise it makes.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Did you catch more than one of the same Pokemon?
No, I didn't do that because I didn't want to deal with that.
Oh, I mean, I think it's part of the game now.
Yeah, isn't that like what
I know,
Go
but I
is
had a
and
little,
stuff?
I was a little minute time demo. I wanted to go
Okay.
catch different ones.
Got
I
you.
like, wanted to
Okay.
have fun.
Sure.
And I wandered around. I explored the forest. I fought a bunch of trainers. I was trying to advance. I was trying to go to the next zone.
Did you get to Pewter City?
No, because what the little transition building you get to, they're like, that's the end of the demo. Thank you for playing.
So you don't get to go to a gym in this
I
whole...
don't get to go to a
Oh,
gym in this
man.
one. No Pokemon.
man, so you didn't get to do
no
any
Poke Center. No, like.
Oh, no, you
I
fought
did.
tra- you
I
fought people,
fought
yeah,
trainers.
that's right, okay,
Fought a few
okay.
trainers. Pretty easy. Oh, I guess too low level. Charmander had like no fire attack. I was like, oh, look at all these grass types. I'm just gonna use my fire attack. Nope.
That's pretty normal, dude.
I know.
Oh,
I
boy.
just forgot. I forgot.
Sure.
I didn't bother to check the
It's
list.
been a while
so
for
I just
you,
stuck
yeah.
with Pikachu and just spammed Thundershock and won every time. Not very high effort there, but it is a little simplistic, but I like the nostalgia factor. Like I appreciate going back to the original set of 150. Is it 151 or
152?
It's 152.
It's 151. It's officially that now that they've announced.
Okay, so it's officially
Mew
that now.
comes for free
because
if you spend $50.
I know if they were counting that or not.
Yeah.
So
Comes for
150
free.
But
Yeah.
the
You spend
OG
$50.
Pokemon, basically.
Oh, hey, it is 152 because that trailer ends with them like the secret Pokemon.
Oh,
Like you transfer it in from Go or something. You
Gotcha.
get one.
So like a brand.
And they
Right.
actually
One
revealed
brand new
what it was,
Pokemon.
I thought, actually.
Dude,
Did
in
they?
your dreams, I wish.
Thought they did, but maybe I'm wrong.
Chandelure.
It's not this, though. I mean, this is what the game's trying to evoke in you. It's
Simulated
like, I'm running
effects.
around with, a virtual Pikachu, but not really.
Yeah.
I didn't feel this when I was playing the game, obviously. But I think it's fun to play in short little bursts, I think. And, excuse me. I'm curious to think, I mean, how did you feel about this, Kyle? Because you're probably the biggest Pokemon enthusiast,
Yeah, I'm
here.
not.
How do you feel about this?
I'm not bitter about it.
Have you tried? Did you get to try it at all, or no?
Dude, I got to play 0 games at E3 this
I
year.
know you have top secret access or something.
No, not even Keely has top secret access to this kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
To go.
Yeah. Damiani, I'm not bitter about it, but I don't think I'll play it, is where I'm at with this game. I've seen what it has to offer, and it is, like you said, simplistic. To me, it's not what I'm looking for. And I'm not sour about it. It's not something I'm salty about. I
Right.
do hope people enjoy it. I hope that it's a really cool entry point for a lot of people. But yeah, it's not what I'm looking for.
Because you got that real deal one coming.
Yeah,
The real deal's coming.
And I mean, I just played Crystal this year, and I
okay.
played Red and Blue like 2 years ago.
okay.
You know what I mean? So I've had my fill of like the classic Pokemon games, which I still love. I got one into the Hall of Greats. Obviously, I love those old games, and so yeah, my interest in this is honestly limited. But I think it's good at what it is attempting to be doing.
There you go. That's all. The only real praise I can give it is that if you're gonna play it with the Pokeball if you can get it.
Did you do co-op at all?
No.
No, don't you praise that Pokeball?
Why?
It's
Oh no,
$50.
I'm not praising the concept that you get Mew with it. That sucks.
Yeah.
There should be another way to totally get Mew. That's crap. I'll call Nintendo out on that. But this,
I see the ring now.
Everything,
I understand the
everything
ring.
about how it functions is pretty cool to me. Especially if it was like a little kid and this is my first Pokemon, or if I played one Pokemon before and now it's like I get to have the ball,
Yeah.
and I get to like show my friends I caught this Pokemon and hear it. That's gonna be so cool. I mean, it might not be for everyone.
So wait, you can't battle friends though, right?
No.
Okay. So you only
You
can
can.
battle.
You can battle
Wait, you
friends.
can?
Oh, okay.
You only can't fight. The online functionality that doesn't work is you can't fight online strangers.
Okay,
Oh,
but
okay.
like if we
Oh,
both
you-
have a Switch, we could fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pokemon Stadium
I didn't
style?
know that. I kept
Cool.
hearing about limited functionality.
That's what
online
it
stuff,
is. Yeah.
and
Because normally, like, I can queue up and just play people online all day long. You can't do that
thank you
anymore.
for clarifying that, because
Yeah.
I'd seen back and forth on that. I was like, I'll just wait, but obviously it wasn't featured here at Nintendo at the event. Like, we didn't get to try that out.
I'll tell you one thing I like is you can actually the EVs, the way that you handle your Pokemon stats, the ones that you are invisible to you, is actually kind of cool in this game. Basically, if you catch multiples of the same Pokemon, it adds. You can send them to Professor Oak, and he'll boost your
That's why
Pokemon's
you were
individual
asking me
stats
about
through
that.
candy and stuff like that.
There
Yeah.
there was a line of dialogue about that in the tutorial explaining you could do that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. It's cool that it's simplified. To me, it's just so opposite of what Pokemon's about. You're just like a Gary out there, just catching multiples of Pokemon and just like, not good enough. Become candy, become candy, become candy.
Hey man, Pokemon's a different game now.
Yeah, it's a different
You're,
game now.
you're a grunt for Professor Oak, basically.
Yeah,
You're helping the main protagonist in the next game.
but it is better than like going to level 100 and getting some bottle caps. Trust me.
All right. Any other
Bottle caps.
questions or concerns that you have about this that you can address?
Yeah, I want to know if you smiled.
Catching the Pokemon, and like the first time I was in there and like feeling it and then hearing it, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Because I do. I think there's an inherent joy. Like, I'm right now in June saying I'm never going to play this, but like,
You'll crumble.
I'm going to crumble and play this.
You'll be
Yeah.
at Target.
Kyle, here's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah, dude.
It's like sometimes you just have like a craving for Pokemon.
Yep.
And you just want to play something that's maybe not necessarily completely new, but something that's gonna like scratch that itch.
Yeah.
But also be simple and easy to get through. Like, this is very like low barrier for you. You're just gonna like go through this, have a good time. You're gonna hit no walls and stuff. And I know that might not sound great to someone who wants a little bit more out of a Pokemon game, but just something you just go into very simple and easy and just have a quick fun time with it. And you can walk away and you can come back to it if you want to or not. It's just gonna like be there. It's just like, I feel like it's gonna be less taxing or less intimidating to jump into this than to any of the traditional Pokemon games.
Oh, for sure.
Because you're thinking, I don't have to go through this stuff or that stuff. It's just straightforward. It's what it's presenting.
Yeah,
And I appreciate that.
I do too. I think it's the right game.
I will play it when it comes out. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say I'm gonna play it to completion, but I'll definitely play it.
Sure.
And enjoy it probably for a little bit. What was that weird menu? I didn't see that one. There's like 3 options, and I couldn't tell what they were.
It may have been the one for the transfer or the weird park or whatever.
I wanted to
It's
see
hard
them
say.
drop that Pokeball into their food right there.
If you play this, Damiani, will you buy the Pokeball?
I already have it pre-ordered from Best Buy.
Oh, are pre-orders out for the Smash converter?
No, just the
controller?
controller, and it's just a GameCube controller. You don't.
Right.
If you have a GameCube controller,
I gotta find GameCube
don't
controller.
freak out
I
about
need the
that.
converter now, though.
We don't know if have they said whether or not the original Wii U converter will work on Switch.
It works right now on Switch.
I mean,
it works
does.
by accident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, will they
I'm saying it'll
restrict
work.
it
They
and
won't
make you buy a
restrict
new
it.
one?
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I don't
let's
think they
assume
will.
you have the adapter and some GameCube controllers. You're good for now.
Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah. No,
So,
no
but
need
you're
to worry
saying
about
I
that.
can buy an adapter on Amazon right now?
Oh, I don't know if you could buy it. They've been sold out for a long time.
Aw.
Or they go
Okay.
for a lot more money than their retail price, I believe.
All right.
Yeah, those things went out fast. So I would probably say, if you get the chance, Kyle, get another adapter if you can, just in case something happens to your existing one.
I don't have an existing adapter.
Then get that new one.
I just got the
immediately.
GameCube controller for when I come here and play with you guys. Like, I don't have one
We're
on my
gonna
own.
get you an adapter, Kyle.
I will. I'll get one.
We're gonna help.
We're
you
going to talk
out.
about Smash later tonight when more
Yeah,
people
for
are
sure.
around.
We
Yeah.
got a big Smash
A lot of people
discussion
played.
coming.
Yep.
Sure.
Blue.
One thing I wanted to ask, just housekeeping, is what have we already talked about? Is it that
This is the
Just
first
So
thing.
Pokemon, baby.
Pokemon,
Okay,
and
cool.
sorry, we're talking about Spyro next,
cool?
because Kyle and I are already up here.
Yeah,
baby.
And Damiani, you have that footage, right?
Yeah,
Do you know
so
what that is?
yes, Ian, it's actually in the day 1 or 2 folder, and they're labeled Spyro.
I like
you can play any one of them; doesn't matter.
He's a dragon.
No, don't play anyone. Play
they're in
play the
or-
first level.
Okay, they're in
Yeah.
chronological order, so
Cool.
the first one will be the first level. So that's it, I guess, for Pokemon. Let's
Cool.
go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And let's
Yeah.
any final questions.
No, Damian, I'm
Yeah.
glad you liked it, dude. I'm glad you
Yeah,
had
it's
some
very
positive
simple.
impressions.
Very
Jolly old
straightforward.
Yeah.
Is it a full? It's Nintendo. It's a full price game.
That
Right?
is a $60 game, dude.
That's the only thing that might.
You're
be
110 in if you want Mew.
Yeah, that's a little. That part I'll definitely say
You're
that
in.
Nintendo. You might that's stinky a little bit. That should be like probably
Stinky?
should be a
That's
$40
stinky.
game, and that Pokeball should be like $30. Spyro time.
at this.
Oh, this looks good.
Spyro. Is it Reignited?
Reignited Trilogy.
Thank you.
Is that
Kyle.
Gandalf?
Yep.
Oh, they're bad guys. So like this is the first area you get to play. So there are 2 levels and a bonus level they would unlock if you got through the 2 levels or just asked them. And Kyle,
Yeah.
you and I got to play this game at different points. But did you have any experience with Spyro? Because I had never touched a Spyro game before this, other than Skylanders.
I had not touched a Spyro game until like 7 years ago. I got it on PSN,
Okay.
and I got the third one. I skipped straight to the third one. Love it, dude. I love
All right,
these games.
so you'd already played a traditional Spyro before.
this
a little
move, the
bit more.
side move, I guess
Is
that's
that
only
new?
in the first game.
Okay, I love this.
Yeah.
So
It's
these
a cool
these
looking
little
move.
like wolf
Yeah.
things, these dogs, when they get burnt,
They're sheepdogs.
sheepdogs, thank you, Kyle. When they get attacked, they will do like a homing jump on you.
Yeah.
And if you just try and run away, they'll still hit you. I was waiting to the last second when
do
they
that.
like
Yeah,
right there,
baby.
and I would do like where he got hit. I would
Yeah.
do the roll there.
Yeah.
Felt so good. It's like woo, actiony Spyro. Felt good.
Yeah.
But those little wizard things just stand there, do nothing. Just
Yeah,
like,
wizards are
walk
chumps.
up and hit them.
Sheepdog.
It looked like pretty good. I remember seeing Spyro back
Ooh,
in
secret
the
to
day.
the left. Oh, okay.
Oh, Kyle's not happy.
The
that
back
he's good at
seating has
secret.
begun.
He's
No,
like
I mean,
Damiani.
here's the thing. I played this
Damiani.
live, and I did real bad. So
Okay.
you're already doing way better than I
Never
did.
before has Kyle backseat bossman a video.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, it's probably not.
That's not
either.
true.
I
yeah.
think this level is designed to so you
Ooh,
can
look
see
at the paintings. Yeah, this is
you
cool.
can see the visuals, the
Yeah.
detail they put in here. It's the same enemies over and over until you get to like they called it a boss. But
It's a boss.
It didn't seem like a boss fight to me, Kyle. It seemed like just like a slightly tougher enemy than any of the other enemies. Maybe a mini boss because it keeps running off to a different area.
They called him a boss to me.
I mean, they can call it a boss. Oh, here's
like
a cool
his hat
thing.
lands.
So this Dragon Nevin thing here with like VO here.
Yeah.
Like they were like
Ew.
talking this part up here. Like this
Who's
was a
this
big deal.
painter?
So yeah, they're like the Elder Dragons. Normally they were all just like the same but with different colors, but now they all have like different like
Oh, dear. I want to hear
like
his
costume
voice.
stuff.
Yeah,
Man.
like there's like yeah, they were like we wanted to like do
little
this. and-
mustache.
yeah.
That's pretty
So they're all
cool.
personalized now.
There
That's a
were-
nice touch.
Yeah, so here's the boss,
the
the scarecrow.
scarecrow.
But watch, you just hit it and he runs off.
That's a 10 out of 10
Like
enemy.
one hit, it runs
Yeah.
off.
It's still a boss, dude.
And then you fight more sheepdogs.
It's just phase 1, dude.
And no, you do the same thing again. You just watch.
Ooh, good roll there, dude. And
Yeah,
you
see-
canceled
see
the
that-
roll
see
with
that-
the
see that roll?
burn.
You see that?
Yes,
You like
dude.
that, Kyle?
You're doing roll
I like the
cancels.
action in this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's not a boss fight.
That's not a boss.
That's not a
Diane,
boss
Ian has a
fight.
question.
Damiani,
Yo.
do these sheepdogs attack if you don't burn them?
I think they get too
They do,
close.
they do. They'll attack
They
you.
get
I
they
was like,
aggro.
you're a
Yeah,
monster.
they need
They
not
do
close.
aggro. No,
Yeah.
like I think the first one, oh, he played before me to show me some controls, and it like aggroed immediately.
Yeah.
And like that return home interface, like that's PlayStation 1, like right there. That's a hallmark.
Yo,
right there.
Kyle.
Yeah, this is
I
good
have,
looking.
pretty much no experience with Spyro. This looks real fun.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cool games. I really do believe that. I think it's gonna be cool, like Crash, to have that whole trilogy right there.
Easy
None
access.
of them are super long games, and you get to see how the franchise evolves. Because I played the third one. A lot of people say 2 is the best, but the one I played is so good. There's so much variety to it. There's like skateboarding stuff, dude.
Had a little more trouble in this level.
Skateboarding.
Oh yeah, this is the hard level. The subreddit assured me that this is one of the hardest levels in Spyro 1.
Treetops.
Yeah,
So
treetops.
I didn't know some of the mechanics yet. Like I didn't understand that. Like when you.
Why'd you go back to the main menu?
I did.
Yeah.
He's talking.
Oh, I think that the guy who was with me was doing something.
Got it.
So
Okay.
it'll start in just a second. But there's as you'll see, there are these ramps that you gotta like charge on. It gives you like a big boost, and at the end you gotta jump. But like you don't fly anymore. Like you can glide when you jump and hit the jump button again.
Yeah.
But you don't glide to this. It's like if you try and glide, it cancels like your movement. Like it cancels your speed.
I think that's untrue.
When I was doing it, you just jump and you just like go really far. Like you don't need to glide.
Cool, okay.
But like as soon as you start to glide, it cancels that momentum.
I see, dude. I
Because
see.
you'll see here. I
That
think I
must
try and
be
do
my-
it, and
yeah.
I'm like, why? Why am I not? Why can't I glide?
Yeah.
But other than that, like, love this. I was like, let's explore. There's 2 different ways. Should I go forward and fight these guys, or should
I
I,
like
come
it.
down
Damiani
here? What's at the bottom of this
exploring,
ramp?
dude.
What kind of secrets wait for me? Ooh, I can't wait to see. Oh, it's just the end. Oh.
Okay.
My curiosity was not rewarded on this day. But I like these environments, though.
That Aurora Borealis.
I like how it looks, Kyle.
Borealis.
I like how it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little sparse, but this is a hallmark of a PlayStation 1.
Yes.
Yes.
Then I got stuck here, Kyle. I was like, uh-oh. My curiosity, not only was there nothing there, I cannot get back up to the top.
Oh yeah, you can.
As far as I knew.
Those little sparkles.
Okay, so I didn't know that at the time. I'm just giving you what was in my mind. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, maybe I can hover over to this spot. Oop, that's not gonna work. Maybe here. No, and I'm dead.
dead.
Bye-bye, Spyro!
Dominic refusing to give up, though.
Loading.
Bye. I do not like loading just after a death. You know what I mean? Like, just the word loading.
It should just like fade out and
Yeah.
come in. So let's go more traditional route. Kyle,
Huh.
do enemies in this game ever take more than one hit?
Yes.
Yeah, the sheepdog took
I
two.
mean,
And sometimes they'll require like different strategies, Damiani, where like you'll have to
they seem
charge
too
first.
straightforward, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it'll like drop a shield down. You have to charge into the shield, and then it can only be hurt by fire. So stuff like
these
that.
things look like they should definitely take more than one hit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, these things are gonna take like 3 hits. And as soon as I hit them, they're gonna like whack me. Didn't happen.
Fire resistant.
Good secret find, Damiani. I like this.
Look at this. I love this. You have to like really use your flame breath there to crack those open. Some you got a ram.
Ooh,
They got a key.
keys.
Then there's some that you can't even open with like attacks. You gotta use the key.
Yes.
So
It's good stuff, dude.
good treetop level here.
How many hits can you take?
It's see the firefly, dragonfly. I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can basically take 3, I think,
Okay.
from when he's golden.
It's like the mask.
So like these, you gotta heat these up.
Like
I love
that.
this, Kyle. Like you gotta they keep spinning and
Look, it just feels good to like be able to breathe fire, you know? Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And I love like how the grass burns around you. Did it do
Yeah.
that in the original Spyro games? Like, or even did it just
I
not look as
think
good?
it did. Like we'll have to check with chat. Chat'll have to tell us, but I do think there was some
Screwed
sort
up
of
there. Almost got myself.
grass burning
saved it
effect.
up. Salvaged.
It's out. I was like,
Oh, is this the part you're
You can
talking
do this. You can do this, dude. Nice.
And here we go, another dragon.
Yeah, dude.
Dragon Lyle.
Wow.
Look
Chat
at this.
says that it did. Yeah, the grass burned it.
Okay, cool.
Whoa,
Look at this
this
guy.
guy's
Wow,
great.
he's a whole unique
look at
design
this.
too. These are nice.
I know.
Hey there,
And
kid.
fully voiced. Fully voiced.
Cool.
Look at my dragon fruit.
All voiced by Brad Ellis.
See you later.
I went around this. I was like, is there any secrets here?
Tinkerbell.
Checkpoint.
That's just a checkpoint, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, secrets back here? Any secrets?
I'm glad that you're looking, dude.
All right, I
Appreciate
found
it.
these jolly chests.
Oh, that's a lot of
Look at all
chests.
these.
Many chests.
Yeah.
Look at these. So many chests.
Oh, how good does it feel to just let them break apart
It's
from
like
your flames?
collectibles,
Yeah,
easy
dude.
collectibles all around. Now it's time. It's like, okay, so where do I go now?
Mm-hmm.
Let's try and figure this out. Maybe over here. And you're gonna see these ramps you have to like speed across. You gotta like charge up and dash right here.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, here we go.
I like your instincts there.
So I just didn't glide there. I
Yeah,
just
you
didn't
don't
jump.
glide. Dang,
Yeah,
I was
but
gliding.
watch, you'll
That was
see.
my mistake. What's that little brain, dude?
It's a little item in there.
Okay.
I think it was might have been
It
health.
was a 1-up, yeah.
Yeah. More chests. So I was like, huh, what did I do here? Let me explore a little more.
Okay.
I want to kill that. I was like, you're not surviving.
Let's
little.
burn these chests over here. Let's burn these. Okay, we're gonna leave those alone.
Kyle's not happy. I probably didn't see them, Kyle.
Time's running out. He's
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
keep going.
I understand.
Don't
Gotta
worry,
be a
Kyle. I
professional.
fail on this level a few times. Don't worry.
Nice.
Here we go. I'm just going in all in right here. Yeah, I know how to play this game. Here we go. Watch this. Look at that jump. Look at that. Just bam.
Nice.
But this thing right there, I got the
So
key.
do you not even press X?
No, I do. You have to push a jump at the end.
Okay, so you
the
do
ramp.
jump with it. Got it.
Oh.
So watch this. Like I tried everything.
So the brain
on-
is just a turtle.
So I was like, oh wait, what did I do here? Oh, you gotta jump up and collect it. There you go.
Yeah,
Love
they're cute,
that.
right?
Love
Yeah.
that. But this thing, Kyle, look what I like. Tried a lot of stuff on this thing. I was like, maybe I gotta burn it. Maybe I gotta ram it. I think maybe I had to hit. I had the key. I got that key. I was like, how do I use the key?
Yeah.
Not working. I was like, maybe I have to hit it at full speed from that ramp. I didn't try that. But Kyle, how do I open that? Does anyone know? How do you open those chests?
It's not burn to soften it up and then ram it.
Look,
Soften it up.
Yeah, it gets red hot.
Chat'll tell us.
Tell me, chat. How do I script? So here we
Render the
go.
metal pliable.
Dude, soothing lighting in this game. Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good looking
Look at-
game.
They say you had to hit it at full speed. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Oh,
So I
that's
screwed
what
up
you're
there.
talking about.
Bad Damiani play right there.
Bad Damiani.
Forgot to.
Bad damn.
You
I,
were
think
overthinking
I
it.
held down the jump button, forgot you have to hit it again and just initiate the glide. It's not just hold down.
Yeah, it's not Kingdom Hearts.
So here we go. Here's some screw up times. Ready?
Ooh,
Try
try to give you a
speed run.
shortcut. I respect the shortcut.
Tried that. Didn't
yeah,
work.
yeah.
I was
Gotta
like,
respect the
not
intent.
that
Already
time.
thinking about the
I
routes.
was like,
Yeah.
all right, that won't work.
like
Maybe
it,
it does.
Kylie.
I'm just not good enough. Let's try this now. Jump can't see. It cancels your momentum when you start to glide.
It did there.
Bam.
That seems weird.
It canceled your upward momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, you were still going.
Yeah, but like that's devastating. Like when you need to get high enough with the
Sure.
trajectory, it's devastating.
There you go. That was good air.
Nice.
I
Good
think
range, too, dude.
I think I tried over here.
I did see how
again,
that
the
feels
jump.
a little counterintuitive though.
Yeah, like I think I tried the jump here
This
again.
doesn't make sense.
Watch, I think I do.
Yes.
I forgot to jump. Look at that!
okay.
I wall jumped for a second.
Whoa, dude.
I just gave up. I was like, no, we're not making this. But that's what happened if you don't jump off the ramp. I was curious. I was like, huh? Can you just make it without jumping?
One
Were you
life,
digging the
Damiani.
music? Did you have headphones on?
Yeah. I should have audio,
Okay.
but I mean, I heard music and everything while I was playing.
Were you digging it?
Yeah, I liked
Cool.
what I heard. But yeah, like no problem. One life,
Nice, dude.
no problem. We got this. And it's like now I remember how to do this part. We got this.
Easy.
Easy peasy. Just glide on over.
Easy
We're at
clap.
the end.
Nice.
Jolly stuff. But like, there's one more level. They said the best level is saved for last.
So you see this little sparkly spire, and you say, "I'm not gonna walk into that."
No,
Okay. All right.
I wanted to try this flying
E3
level.
demo?
And
Sure.
get ready for pure joy.
Wait, where
Kyle.
was the flying level? It wasn't even on the
This
main
is it.
menu.
They have to unlock it.
Oh, like cheat
So
codes. That's cool.
you have a timer that's counting down, and you add seconds by completing objectives, destroying barrels, destroying these fighter
This
jets.
looks
you're
so
gonna
good.
see.
Look at this.
And there's like 4 different objectives you have to complete within the time limit. Collect all these chests, fly through all these like little arches you see, destroy all the barrels on the trains, and destroy all the fighter jets.
You're doing great, by the
Yeah,
way.
this is awesome.
Good run, Damiani.
Rogue Squadron.
So I know I failed a lot of times, but it felt good. The only thing was going like when you're doing like a dive, I forgot like you can like touching the water. It's like you're done. No, like,
Touch water.
Touch water. You're like game GG.
Yep.
Thanks for playing.
His weakness. You
It
missed,
took me.
that
It took
back there.
yeah. It took me a while to remember to realize all of the trains move the same direction. So I was like, it's faster just to go this way instead of trying to chase them the other way.
Yes.
But I like this. Like I like how much of this is.
Yeah, there's a bunch of this stuff in 3 too. I
more
like these
tension,
missions.
more challenge,
Yeah.
and this part coming up is so cool, Kyle. I love this.
Okay.
So after
Get 3 seconds
yeah,
here.
I'm gonna turn right here. All these little fighter jets you
Oh.
get to fight.
Yeah, dude.
and they all add time.
You need some time.
like there you go. See, got
Flash
like
down.
this.
He just got like mad in the water.
He's like,
Quit.
he's like, "Damn me, honey, how dare you get me wet?"
How dare you?
Yeah, so you just keep trying to attempt, and like the developer there is like, oh, our QA people could do it in like 2 minutes or something. And I was like, took me so many attempts. I was like, must be nice to be a QA. Not really.
It's,
must
you know
be
what?
nice to brag about your QA
It
testers
is nice to
doing
be a
it.
QA tester. It is.
I was gonna say, clarify. Must be nice to be able to brag about your QA tester.
Yeah.
Being able to do it. Anyway, I want to see some of the fighter jet stuff in just a second. I'll be right. It should be coming.
You're
up.
having a much better run.
But and then no, don't go that
Don't
way,
go in,
Damiani.
Damiani, no, you're just gonna burn
No,
your seconds,
No.
No,
You're wasting your
Damiani.
time, Damiani. You gotta save that part for
Here we go.
last.
Start here.
Okay.
Flying to all these arches was pretty
Yeah.
cool. It's like very like pilot wings.
Yeah.
I like how they
Totally.
explode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So jolly. And then there's like one that's really close to the left side cliff here, and then you gotta like get over. It's not really that hard, but like first I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so crashing into this wall. All right, I'm good.
Good. Nice.
Not that bad.
Good dodge,
And
dude.
now fighter jets are just around this corner. Yeah, I love this. It's like I just want more levels like this. It's so cool.
You'll get them. You'll get them
So,
throughout the trilogy.
I didn't
dude.
get the RP
Yeah.
reason to why Spyro can keep flying infinitely like this.
I was just gonna say, can
yeah,
you
like
flap?
what happened here? I gotta know the
I was
RP.
wondering about that too.
Wind buff.
Wind buff.
Yeah.
Wind buff.
Wind buff. This
Ooh.
just crashing, collision
Okay.
detection. Look at that. Time's running out though. It's like you
Time's
gotta-
ticking, Damiani.
Oh my gosh, gotta get one, gotta get one. Give me some time. Boom.
Nice.
So intense.
Keep the chain going, Damiani.
So
Yes.
intense. Like no.
Feel the rush.
You got
come
this, dude. You got this, dude.
It's like mercenaries.
Yes. Down. Yes, dude.
Close.
Ooh.
Oh no.
One
Show
more.
buddy.
One more.
Oh no. There's 2 more. They're flying away. You jerks. You jerks.
Yeah. Victory.
Fly off
Mission
to
complete.
victory. Look
Dude,
at that. Flies off.
barrels. Look at all those collectibles.
Look at that. Look at all that stuff.
You just about beat the QA tester.
Best time. Yeah,
Look at
you
that.
beat those.
Oh,
QA
sorry. They did it in
testers.
1 minute and 20 seconds.
Oh, gotcha.
Sorry, I wasn't even
quite
close.
different.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. No, I was like way off. But good stuff. Like I love this level. And
Yeah.
pretty excited about it now. I didn't get to see
Yeah.
anything of 2 and 3, obviously.
Yeah.
And you telling me that 2's usually some people regard it as the better one in
Yes.
the or best one in
Yep.
the trilogy. What about 3 though?
3 is really
'Cause
cool,
You have the most
dude.
experience with that one, Kyle.
Yeah. 3 is a lot of what you just saw. There's the weird cheetah character, and for some reason, the skateboarding stuff sticks in me. I wonder if it's because those were the hardest, because I 100%ed it.
Oh,
These are the
nice.
kind of games that are a joy to 100%, and
Oh.
you're rewarded for it in the end. Like, I really like games like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Nice.
And
We're going to talk about Deracine next.
Yes.
And Ian from Software's VR
cool.
title.
What is this?
Gotta wait for Ian.
Okay.
Literal Ian.
I do have kind of a rough plan for our early set.
Well, after this, I made it say Sinking City, so...
Okay, cool. But no, I mean...
Our plan was just to fire through the stuff that we had played before anyone
yes, the idea is to get Damiani, Ian, and Brad stuff through before the other people come in.
Nice.
awesome.
So this is
sorry, Ian.
Blast it.
Live frame trap tonight too.
live frame trap.
Live frame trap.
Premiere. After that,
yeah.
we've said it.
Yeah, it's on
and
the
for that
schedule.
reason,
Yeah. And for
Hey,
that
it's
reason.
worth reiterating. This is the showbiz, baby.
it'll be after the live frame trap. We will roll into the premiere of the Patreon exclusive limited run series. And for that reason,
Thank you, Ian. That's good.
and it's pretty fantastic. And we've got some other little surprises for you toward the end of the evening.
And for that reason is the better surprise.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one is like basically known. Okay, so this is Deracine.
Question mark?
Deracine.
Yeah, we're not exactly
I
sure.
think
how to pronounce
Deracine
it.
is what I wrote
think
down.
Deracine is.
Yeah.
Anywho, it's by From Software of all people, but
In Sue,
I
Japan.
gotta say, I was maximum hype at this
Really?
point, and then it sort of like diminishes a little bit. each
Well,
round.
here-
They're involved.
here's the deal: take every From Software game you can think of.
Okay.
Imagine basically the exact opposite of that,
Yes.
and then wheel it back
is
about
100%
15%.
different.
Yeah. So what it takes place in this like countryside school, and you are a fairy, and there's a young woman named Yulia who believes in you, and time is frozen, as you can see here. This, and so she believes in you, but none of the other school children.
I think they said
believe
there's
in you.
9 children or
Yeah,
something like that.
They're
And
definitely
Yulia's the only one who believes in us?
at first.
At first.
Got it.
So sort of the exercise is time is frozen. You can fly around by teleporting. It's VR. And the first level, there are 2 levels in the demo. The first level, you have a chronometer, and
What is that?
It's like a watch,
It's
fancy
pretty much a
watch.
pocket watch.
Yeah, pretty fancy pocket watch. And there's like a circle kind of arm around the number 2, and then there's a normal clock hand, and that means there are 2 things you need to get done before you can move to the next level.
Before time can begin again.
Yeah, more or less. So it's frozen. You're in the schoolhouse. You beam around. You look at Yulia. There are little like floating orbs. You put your hand on it, and time moves,
What
and
were
you
they called?
see a little
They were
scene.
called time echoes, I think.
Something like
It
that.
looks like a soul.
It looks-
from a
yeah.
Souls game. It was just yellow.
So when you
But
say you bop
tiny.
around, it's
Like
the
a
kind of
boss
game
soul.
where you point to where you
Yes,
want to
I
go next?
asked them if it will have like a flowy movement with a control, and they said nope.
No.
because they wanted to tie into the time is frozen mechanic.
Right.
Well, no, they don't want to cause the queeze.
And you don't. Yeah.
I would like the queeze.
Okay.
I like the queeze. man.
Fairies are notoriously queasy.
Yeah, no queeze zone.
But anyway, so in the first level, you touch the little time echo or whatever, and Yulia just she
can
starts
hear
to
them.
move, and then she just
Yeah.
goes lip movement too, Jones. She says she goes, "Fairy, are you there? No one believes that you exist. If only you could give a sign, like bringing this flower to life."
It's so hot, but Bosman's like tightening up that hoodie.
Yeah,
There's, Ian, no way I would ever play this game if it wasn't from Software.
I
It's
know.
got that good
Fairy,
From
are you
Software.
there?
It's got that good From Software VO though.
yeah. Like kind of everything is like sort of creepy, but everything seems very wholesome so far.
super like calm,
Very calm.
and quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again,
you
the
bring the-
opposite of a From Software
So you
game.
bring this to life so that...
Well, what you
Yulia
do
will
is you go into the other room. The first room is that school room right there. You go into the other room, and there's a bowl overturned, and then there's a time echo, and you hear a voice that says like, "Leave the fairies an offering," or whatever, and they will be pleased. They'll be a friend for life. It's all about like getting the fairies to be your friend forever. And so you pick up the bowl, and there are some grapes. You hold the grapes, and you have a ring on your right hand and a ring on your left hand. The ring on your right hand is for like time essence. So you hold the grapes and like suck the life out of them, like the time out of them.
Drain life.
And they become raisins?
It was like
And they
Shang
become
Tsung.
raisins.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like
They get like they lose all their color and shrivel up, and then you just take that over and hold the flower,
That
and
she
it
had
comes
that,
to
yeah,
life.
it's like-
Yeah.
And then as soon as it comes to life, she just goes, "Oh, Fairy, I knew you could hear.
Yes.
Now we will be friends for life, you know. And then you put both hands on the chronometer, and it changes to the
Like
next level.
the time period or whatever.
Right. And so then the next level is the full area.
More
You-
children, in the school.
And basically Yulia says, Fairy, let's play a joke on all the other children. There are 6 vials of herbs. You must find them and put them in the stew. Mm-hmm. And then they will all believe in you. And I'm like, what? All right. And so you like, you zip over to the kitchen and like the...
One of them who's like cooking.
There's a guy cooking and he has got a little vial with herbs in it around a
yoink.
necklace. You just take him and dump him in the stew. And then he tastes them and he goes, no, this is far too bitter.
Yeah.
And then time freezes again.
Yeah.
And then the demo ends?
No.
And then you time is
wish.
frozen
It was
always.
amazing.
And then you go and you like there's a kid in the library reading and you steal his bookmark for no reason. The guy said sometimes there are things you can pick up or clues you can find that don't directly relate to the problem that you're trying to solve just to build the world, you know. But then later you see a time echo of him and this girl talking. This little girl who has like a cane. It was kind of cool. But he's like, now you took the key and hid it or my herbs, you know, and I have the key in my pocket, and you hid the herbs in the box upstairs, right? And then she's like, I did, you know, and he's like, I'll keep the key in my pocket. So then you go back and you take the key out of his pocket, you know, you go up and open the herb. It's all very like basic puzzle stuff. Where it's like,
so this was like the beginning of the game. For like a lot of the things we were doing, you would see like a spirit kind of them from like a different point in time, and you could like get a clue and you'd follow through. Like for example, there's a girl with a dog. Then you'd follow it, you'd go outside, and it'd be like under something.
It shows her tying the herbs to the dog's collar, you know?
Yeah.
Because Yulia told them all to hide the herbs or whatever.
Why did Miyazaki make this?
Because you want to do something different. It's like
Why? What is the meaning of this?
what?
What is the meaning of this game?
The meaning of it. A
Yeah.
game he wanted to make, I think.
I gotta assume it gets dark. I gotta assume like us sucking the life out of the grapes gets somewhere.
I pumped them for info on this also.
Yeah.
So okay, you have like an inventory in this game, and there's text like font like how they are in Bloodborne item descriptions.
Cool.
And it looked exactly like Bloodborne. And I go, so notice that font looks pretty similar, just like Bloodborne, huh? I'm like, is that intended? And the guy's like, maybe Miyazaki's having a little fun there. And I was like, come on, dude.
I think there's something under the surface to this whole
The silver
fairy game.
pendant
And I
will
asked,
be in the game.
I'm like, okay, so we're a fairy in this game. Why are we even bothering trying to prove we're like saying we exist to children?
Right.
And they wouldn't tell me why.
Yeah.
They're like, no.
Fairies
They
love mischief.
definitely like made it sound like this is gonna get like way more intense.
We're gonna like touch those children and suck the life out of them.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're gonna kill everybody. Probably.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna summon the great ones. Because it feels like a school that would be in the Bloodborne universe.
Yeah.
We're just saying that, like,
It-
how
it-
crazy if this is how they announce Bloodborne 2, you just beat it and there's some clue and it's just
That would be
Bloodborne 2.
Prologue,
amazing.
baby. Yes. Yes.
Like,
Sorry,
it-
I'm just getting crazy, but no.
Like,
it's not gonna
but
happen.
it's like a soft announce where like you play the entire game and it plays it all straight the whole time, but then at the very end you meet Professor Bergenworth or something, and you're just like, "Blah!"
Yeah. So this game is like super slow pace, super calm. So if you like games, I imagine like text adventures or old PC kind of
Yeah.
adventure games, you will like this. This is not for everybody, but I enjoyed my time with it.
I
It has,
definitely
like-
had fun.
It
yeah.
has like a really weird like vibe you have to feel, Kyle, by playing it.
cool.
But I asked them how long it's gonna be, and they said
Yeah.
about 8 hours. And I was
Whoa.
like, what the hell? Yeah,
That's
He
way
said
longer
8
than I
hours to
thought.
me. I was like, no way. I asked them about price or anything too, and they wouldn't say.
8
go
hours.
nuts.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
I don't know if it's gonna be 8 hours, but like, see these. This is gonna
Yeah.
get weird, dude.
Like,
all these
You're
things
right.
on the
It'll
wall.
get weird. It'll get
Like,
weird.
I'm not saying it's gonna be like great ones coming out, but I think there will be definitely things that change.
It is definitely one of those. It's like Doki Doki Literature Club where it like
Starts
it
as one thing.
seems like there's got to be more to it.
Sure.
It's like watching what is that Haneke movie with all the kids that are really messed up? Oh, Das Weiße Band, The White Ribbon.
Sounds right.
Where it starts off and everything seems just kind of weird the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a weird but only because you know it's by From Software. That's
Yeah.
the only thing making
Yeah.
you like, well, It's weird because it could just be the most wholesome little fairy game ever.
It's not though. Look at the film grain. They're trying
Like,
something
this is
here.
messed up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they said something
Well,
about the cats.
the
They were
cat-
like the cats will block your progress or something.
Fairies, the cats can see fairies.
Great.
They can see you. So the cat, that black cat, just sitting in the middle of the hallway, and your normal little like blue marker on the ground that shows you where you can jump to is just grayed out, and
Yeah.
it's on the cat. And yeah, the guy was like, cats can see you, so he's blocking your path.
Yeah,
and I was like,
cool.
whoa. And
Way
so you
cool.
couldn't in the demo. You just couldn't go over to that side of the school at all.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
yeah,
it was real weird, but I liked it.
yeah, it was very pleasant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to play it before people find out what it
Right.
actually is
Yeah,
about.
you gotta be
Day one.
day
Yeah.
one, or you're
Day
gotta
one
be day one
perch,
on
or
it.
you're
You're
gonna
done.
get
Yeah.
you're gonna get spoiled.
You gotta be like
Nice.
day zero, dude.
Cool.
It could be the next PT, but
No, don't say that. Don't
I
say
mean,
that.
no, I just mean that it's secretly announcing something.
Oh, okay.
That's all I mean. That it's a
Let's
secret
not
announcement.
put that in anyone's
no,
head.
yeah. Gameplay.
I don't want to see.
Literally
I don't
nothing
want to
like
see any
PT.
internet being like, "Oh, it did turn out to be a prequel of
No,
Bloodborne
no,
2."
yeah. No, that's wild.
Wild speculation.
Unfounded
Like that's
speculation.
super levels of speculation.
Yeah, unfounded speculation.
All right, what we got next?
Sinking City.
Sinking City is
Sinking
next.
City. Cool.
Sure. And then what?
Let's go through your stuff.
All right.
Yeah, you got Call of Cthulhu. You got Descent.
Yeah.
You got Trover
Trover saves the universe. Desert Child.
Yeah,
Child.
That's a lot
I'll
of
just
games.
I'll just rattle off everything I played real quick.
Cool. Let's go.
All right, so first off, the Sinking City. There you go. Okay, so this game made by the people who made, I believe, the Sherlock Holmes
Oh, yeah.
games.
That makes sense.
So like Crimes and Punishments, Devil's
Elise's
Daughter.
games.
Yeah, Elise's
yeah,
games.
Yeah,
I
'cause
played
this was at
Crimes.
Focus, right? And they
yeah,
did Focus.
no,
Or they
this
did-
wasn't at Call of
No.
Cthulhu was at Focus. This
Oh.
is Big Ben.
Okay, yeah.
Big Ben.
Got it.
Yeah. This is very similar to Call of Cthulhu. I think I might have preferred this one, but not in alpha, not a perfectly overly polished game. Similar, I would say, to Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments. But what I really liked about it is they're taking that kind of investigative gameplay style from Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments and just putting Lovecraft into it, like straight up Lovecraft, not veiled Lovecraft, like Innsmouth stuff. Like they call them Innsmouthers, and like they reference Dagon and stuff like that. So it's like straight up Lovecraft
it
stuff.
is.
And it takes place in this city that is sinking, as you might imagine. It's like partially underwater. It's got this flooding, and no one knows what the cause is. And living in this city sucks, but people keep coming there, and no one is sure why.
It's LA.
Right? Yeah, it's like LA.
Yeah. Sludge pit.
And you play this investigator, this private eye, who is looking into. I didn't clearly get like the overarching story for his character, but he was the mission they built for the demo. This woman kind of says, "Hey, my husband's gone missing. Can you help me find him?" The last thing I heard of him, he works down at the docks at some street in some street. And the dev said, what I really liked is he's like, there are never going to be waypoint markers, never any hints or anything like that.
So you got to go to some street and some street.
You have your notebook that like
Cool.
tells you what the person said, like the broad strokes. So you're keeping notes yourself. But you have to open up the map and look for the streets and go, okay, there's this and this, and okay, we're going there. And it's an open world game. There are some resources that are always available to you, like a library, the fish market, the police station, things like that, the newspaper. You can go to those whenever. There are, I think, 7 different districts of varying quality. I saw one that was like the where the library was. It looked like banks, like Wall Street style. The docks looked pretty rough. There are parts of town that are pretty spooky, But anyway, so then I followed a lead to this place. I found a house where I found half of a newspaper article and then some other clue. And so we took... we saw a symbol, yeah. And it does that kind of thing where you can see kind of echoes of the past because your character, naturally, in a Lovecraft thing, is slightly going crazy. And so this gives him sort of an insight into other kind of events. So you can use your madness to kind of piece together these events and see kind of echoes of the crime scene or like a location. But when he sees messed up stuff, his vision kind of gets these tears in him. They look kind of like migraine auras, but behind them is some other reality.
Cool.
It was kind of neat. And there are cool enemy designs in this. One of them was... it sort of looked like a Silent Hill 2 mannequin.
You gotta
like,
fight him?
The walkie thing. Yeah, you shoot him. There's combat. And it had 4 arms that was like holding open like a giant like gaping face mouth thing, and it was like using the arms to open and close the mouth, but the arms were like fused to it.
Cool.
Pretty crazy enemy design, which I liked. But anyway, so I saw this scene, and there were 4 kind of little points of interest in this crime scene. There was a body on the ground with no head, a shadow of someone bringing the body in, a bloody bag on the ground, and an eyeball drawn on the wall. And you just see those 4, and you have to put them in sequence. So you have to walk up to one and say, okay, I think this is 1, this one's 2, this one's 3, this one's 4. And when I did that, he was like, okay, so I think this is what's up. And I found that chunk of newspaper. And so we went then to the library to research that symbol of the eye that we saw, and we learned that that was a symbol that is used to summon Dagon, who's this god, this like old one, whatever. But I was like, something's up, something's not fitting like together here. Let's go to the newspaper and see if we can find the rest of this article. And so we go there, and the article...
I'm sorry to pause you. When you say I was like, do you mean the character said that, or you, Ian, was like,
I
something's
was
not
like,
right here?
I said to the guy in the demo, he's like, where should we go next? And I'm like, we should probably, because we knew we had to go to the fish market next, you know? But I was like, something's weird. Let's go to the newspaper and find the rest of that article.
Cool.
And he was like, okay, cool. And we went there. And so we found this article that seemed pretty innocuous. It was just about the guy we were looking for and how he loved Innsmouthers. And
What
always,
are Innsmouthers?
Innsmouthers are like fish people.
Yeah.
They've got gills.
Shadow Rend.
Cool.
Yeah, Shadow of Innsmouth. Over Innsmouth? Whatever. Yeah, so basically, like, it's clear, like, the bartender, that guy, he's an Innsmouther, I think.
Oh.
He's got like, kind of scales coming up his neck and gills, you know? And the way he behaved was like everybody treats him like a second-class citizen, you know? They're, like, discriminated against. But our detective, he's just kind of hard-boiled and treats everyone like whatever. But Henry, this guy we were looking for, apparently treats them well and always spoke well of them, you know? So I was like, okay, well, that's a weird article, but whatever. So we went to the fish market where he worked and talked to this guy, and the guy was like, yeah, I don't know, I saw him, he was saying something about the filthy Innsmouthers, and then he went in the basement. And then I was like, I had an option to believe him or doubt him, and I was like, no, dude, like, I know for a fact that he liked the Innsmouthers. And then he's like, I don't know what to tell you. And so then the guy was giving me the cold shoulder, so I went to the basement, and because I had... and I got in there, and the lady who hired me was down there, and then she's just like, I'm sorry, you know, they made me do it, and there's this altar there with blood all over it, and then these goons come and they try to, like, take me out. And so the developer said,
guys?
no, just regular men.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, and then I...
Shot him.
Well, I wasn't playing, the dev was playing, but the dev shot him. And he was like, yeah, so if you hadn't gone to the newspaper... this would have ended differently. They would have caught you and put you on the altar as a sacrifice. And then the demo would have ended. And I said, oh, that's crazy. And I wouldn't even have had the option to fight. And he's like, yeah, right. And as soon as you went into the basement, a cutscene would have triggered that did that. And so since I found the newspaper thing and went to the newspaper, found that article, the doubt the guy option was there.
Yeah.
So I only bring that up because what I liked about this game a lot was that it really puts the onus on you to investigate and find clues. And there weren't any things to really indicate, hey, you should go here and check this out, other than I found a clue that was incomplete and I wanted to figure it out, you know?
Cool. Yeah.
And he said, like, they built this this mission specifically for the demo, and, like, he was like, it's, you know, pretty simple. Like, everything is pretty clear just to show the systems, you know? But I got the impression that things are going to get pretty
Real complicated.
hard. Yeah, I mean, the Sherlock Holmes games get pretty obtuse later on. You have to
Using
really
that
think
guide.
it through. But anyway, yeah, I
then-
thought it was a fun game.
How does that compare to Call of Cthulhu?
So Call of Cthulhu is based on, it's officially licensed based on adaptation of the tabletop game Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, okay.
Which is, a Lovecrafty.
Nice breeze.
I'm
tonight.
into
I
it.
don't
Yeah, the
mind
breeze
it.
is
Yeah.
great.
We
I'm
need
fine
this.
with it. After the heat.
Chat, we need this.
Yeah, so it's the official. I don't think we have footage for this, but I'll go through it pretty quick. It's kind of similar. You play as a detective who has a policeman friend, and we went to a house. We'd seen that burned down, and a painting from this house was found down somewhere else in a different crime scene, and we were like, okay, why is that here, and what, and you go in and you have stats just like in the tabletop game that are used when making like skill checks, basically rolls on different things like investigation or finding hidden objects and stuff like that. And the higher your stat is, the better you are at, say, finding a crowbar under a chair.
So I couldn't find it otherwise?
I was unclear on that. I didn't specifically ask. Because the vibe was a little weird in there, but
Okay.
I didn't
Obviously want those
specifically ask.
details.
No, it's fine.
All right.
So yeah, but I got the impression that maybe you either wouldn't be able to find it or you wouldn't be allowed to find it. But basically, you go in. There's a little insignia that is a question mark in the bottom corner if you can still find things, and if you have found them all, it has a little check mark, and if you still can find things, it blinks green.
I love that.
It's like a 3D hidden object puzzle kind of. That's not what the whole game is, obviously. Yeah, but it's visually, it looks really good.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's not finished yet, so there are a little bit of kind of
Like the
issues
lamp.
still happening.
Does this have
but-
combat too?
Yeah.
Huh. It's weird these games have combat to me.
It's funny because like
Yeah, a little bit.
I saw them like pretty close to each other, so
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard not to like
Combine
conflate
them?
the two. Yeah.
I could easily see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty similar. But yeah, so
That's
he
me.
he saw in the house. It leads him to this room where he sees a painting of himself, and he's like, "Well, that's weird." And the house had burned down. The parents were nowhere to be seen, and they had found the son was dead. And you go up into the son's room, and you see the evidence that like he's been drawing pictures of crazy monsters, and he had a
One of them
fort.
is you?
No. The mother was also a painter, so she drew that painting. Well,
Okay.
I assume she drew that painting. But you find like a ritual she had done or someone had done, and he's like, was she trying to banish something or trying to evoke something?
Banish.
But the kid like clearly was terrified. He had a fort in his room with little soldiers outside of it to protect him. And he's like, who is he protecting himself from, or his world from? And there were like really powerful sleeping pills by the bed. And you say to yourself like, wow, these are really strong for a kid.
What is the detective in the other game called? Or sound like? I mean, Sunken City. What does that detective sound like?
A little less grizzled, but
Okay.
just
He's
kind of
like,
a man.
Oi, it's cold out here.
Oi! We got monsters, Gov. But yeah, so then you kind of wander around the house, and it leads you into this last room where you see a painting of yourself, and then the person who you see a little bit in this trailer with the face mask, the kind of Vega style face mask, kind of spooks you and runs out down the stairs, and then you run after him weirdly slowly, and and then you get down there, and your weird cop friend, who you see in the trailer, it'll run back in a second, but he's the one with the scar on his face.
Yeah.
He's like your policeman friend, and he's like, I didn't see anybody, and he's like, well, he's got to be in the house still, and so I follow down into another room, and he's like, my character is like, this was just a video as well, I wasn't playing, but the character was like, Edward Pierce apparently, says that door wasn't open before, so you go into this room, and there's a classic, scratches on the floor where it's like, okay, this bookcase is a secret door.
Right.
And the guy said that because we found the crowbar, there are different ways to handle this situation. So there's a globe that you can spin, and you have to like set it to a location, and then the mechanism will move, and you push the globe back, and it'll open the shelf, right? And you could look through the room, search the papers and stuff, and find a clue to where you have to set the globe to open the door, which clearly the person you're chasing knew how to do. But the guy said, since our skills were high enough and we found this crowbar, we can go over here, and there's like a panel in the wall, and the woman operating the demo opened the panel, and then there were gears there. And he's like, we've got this crowbar, we can just force the gears to open the door. And so they put it in and forced the gears. And you could also, he's like, you could also just try it with your raw strength, but it's harder. And
Is there a strength stat?
it said like a little fist icon,
okay.
you know.
Cool.
But we had the crowbar, so it was like a guaranteed success because of our item finding thing.
Nice.
So the takeaway is there were 3 different ways to solve that, and they would meet with varying degrees of success, I imagine, and they would take varying amounts of time. So we opened the thing and went down, and then it triggered this trailer. Yeah, so kind of a different style of gameplay. It's more hidden object than Sherlock style investigation, kind of putting the clues together stuff. This one, they're both focusing on the main character's kind of descent into madness. This one, yeah, you can see pretty clearly here in the trailer. That's like, yeah,
That's me.
yeah.
Well, you know what that means. That means we have a really good transition to Descent,
Oh,
which you have footage of, right?
I do, but I left it at home, Blood. I'm sorry.
no!
I know.
I gotta grab a water real quick.
Yeah,
Grab a water.
go for
What
it.
the hell is Descent?
Descent is a reimagining of the classic PC game from, and when he said this when I met him, I felt really old. 20 years ago. But
And they're called Descendant Studio too, right?
I
Yes.
think so. Yeah. Yeah. The title has undergone a change. I think the Kickstarter, it was called Descent Underground, I want to say, but now it's just Descent.
Yeah.
And
Nice, good get.
yeah, and so they're rebooting the series. The cool thing about it, and I really wish I had the footage. I'm sorry that I left it at home. The cool thing about it is it's got the same style of. Well, for those who don't know, Descent was kind of a spaceship game, but in closed quarters and with lots of verticality, up, down, left, right, every direction.
Yeah, completely 360-degree movement.
Right.
So, like, after a while, like, what direction is up doesn't really matter
You,
anymore.
you completely lose track. Like, you kind of just orient yourself to whatever you feel like is the floor at the moment. But enemies will come from above you, straight down at you, up from beneath you, the sides, diagonals. You have to be aware of everything around you. You do have a little spherical kind of mini-map when things get close enough. But, yeah, so you fly through these corridors and hallways and up and down chutes and stuff, and it's all very cramped and crazy in your little spaceship. But the cool thing is, old Descent, you just had your ship. This one, there are a whole bunch of different ships.
Oh, okay.
And like upgrade paths for the ships. So like ships like mining ships, a transport ship was like a later level one. I'm like, what are you transporting? Scout ships, attack ships, kind of tanky, heavier ships. All like, yeah, 4 or 5, maybe 6 different types of ships, branching I think from 4 base ships. But in the demo I played, you start as a heavier class ship with more hit points and slower movement, and then the second half was in a faster ship with fewer hit points. And it felt different, you know. Definitely I was just tanking more with the big one and sitting there shooting, and then with the little ship, I had to side strafe and go all over the place to keep from dying immediately. Definitely took me a while to get my sea legs back to like shooting and moving around, and for sure I want to play it on PC. The demo I was actually playing this one. I was playing on a PS4 controller.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That they didn't even have a keyboard and mouse there for you to use at all.
they're running off a big old like
Big
dev
old rig.
laptop or something. But I mean, it was fine on PS4 controller when I got used to it. I was like, sure, okay. But you know,
Preferably.
with a joystick or a mouse, it would just be more precise. But the cool thing is they have multiplayer, which will be cool, and co-op.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And I don't remember specifically if the
you need to
entire
be,
thing
like,
is co-op
Tandem
or...
to another person, or you're gonna be like all over the crazy place?
I
or-
think it must be... I don't know if it's local and online or what, but I imagine you would have your own kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
see
what
that
do you
game being
mean?
split screen or anything.
No,
I
yeah.
just mean like because again, like losing your bearings and that
Oh,
can
yeah.
get pretty easy. So just like trying to coordinate, like if you guys get too split up, it's like, okay, how do I get back to where you are right
Yeah.
now?
Well, it's weird because fairly quickly in the demo, like my first go through, I did whatever, and then I got the blue key, and yeah, there were blue keys still. I got the blue key, and I went down and I unlocked the door. And you unlock doors by shooting them, which is like classic. You know, it's really funny. I unlocked that door, and then I got blown to smithereens. I was able to remember how to get back to the blue door. You pretty much remember it after a while, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you can get pretty disoriented. Let's see if this is the right thing.
Scott Manley.
They don't see it yet.
Yeah.
Descent. Looks real dark.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had the footage because it's me playing.
Chat's saying it's called Overload now.
That's a different thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a different game that is very Descent-like that's being made.
This looks very different.
Okay, this is not it.
They don't have any kind of E3 thing.
I searched for Descent E3 and nothing comes up.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
they
see if I
gave me
can
the
find,
they
This
gave me
is
the
a whole
press.
other Descent game that
They're
we're
like
looking at right now.
They're like a bunch of different. Well, this might have been their Kickstarted one,
Got it.
and then they since have changed it to
Oh.
just straight up Descent. Yeah, but and I'll when I get the footage, I'll get it and we can put it up or something later, or put it over this later. But yeah, it looks cool and it looks fun.
Sweet.
I'm excited to play it.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah. Are we just going through all the ones I played?
Yeah, the next one for you was Trover Saves the Universe.
All right, Trover Saves the Universe, Damiani.
The poor game we talked over.
Yes.
We have this. I pulled this one already.
Okay, cool.
Pull it.
Just updating the title.
Yeah.
Trover.
So, so this game, let's see if I can do this.
Squatch.
So it's by,
Oh.
yeah, it's by Justin Roiland, who's behind Rick and Morty, obviously. This guy did not appear in the demo, so I don't know if he was just in the trailer.
Can I give you a quick aside about this?
Oh.
They were like, when booking this interview, they were like, please don't be really annoying about Rick and Morty questions and stuff like that. It's
Oh,
like,
funny.
Yeah, but I knew that I didn't even pass that on to you because like, yeah, I don't need to worry about that.
Well, I mean, when I got there, they didn't know it was an interview anyway. It was all very weird.
I've had a few like that.
Yeah,
but like, yeah. When it comes to indie games, sometimes like the PR people coordinating appointments is sort of like, here's the list of people that are going to meet you. You know?
Right. Yeah, it was under your name, which was weird. But
Yeah.
they were like, you can do an interview, and I was like, I'll just play it, you know, like whatever. Because like it was just the game dev was there, but Justin Roiland or whatever wasn't. But so that purple guy is Trover, and you do not. Your character is not Trover. You are yourself, whatever.
Rover.
Yeah. You're like some VR. You're you, whatever. And it's set in a world where everyone loves their chair. No one ever stands up. No one ever does anything. Everyone loves their chair. But your character loves their dogs. And everyone thinks that's very weird because the dogs walk around. They're like, why do you like these dogs and not your chair? And you're like, well, you know, I like my chair too, whatever. But this Trover, as you can see, has these... what are they called? Power babies, I think.
Power babies.
I think that's what they're called. The things in their eyes, those red. Not this guy. He's Mr. Pop-Up. But Trover there, you'll see he's got a red eye and a blue eye, and those are power babies that are in his eyes. And so he's a being. Yeah, he's a being called an eye hole monster or something like that. Anyways. Another eye hole monster or whatever, an evil one, shows up and steals your dogs and puts them in his eyes and runs off with them. And that's the setup for the story. Then Trover shows up, takes out his red power baby and puts it in your controller and says, now you can control my body. Let's go, whatever, save the universe.
What is our role in this? He could just do it on his own.
You're the pilot. No,
Yeah, I
he
know.
needs your skills.
That is unclear to
He's
me at this
unathletic.
stage. But for whatever reason, the dogs are so powerful that this bad guy could destroy everything, destroy the universe. So you're gonna go get it. So the way the game works is you control Trover like a third-person game, and he walks around, and you're stationary. You can rotate if you want to with buttons, or by moving your head. But you move Trover around, and he can jump, and he can attack, and he can do things. And then you saw that blue line. You move Trover onto a blue line, and then you hit R2 or whatever, and you teleport over there. So that's how you move your chair. So yeah, you can rotate your chair with maybe it's the right stick or the buttons.
So as a player, I still love my chair.
Yeah. You still love your chair, but you love your dogs too. And
No,
your dogs
Trover
have been
loves dogs.
No, we love dogs. Our dogs have been stolen.
Oh.
And then
Trover's
Trover
helping us.
shows up to help stop the other eye hole monster.
Okay, so Trover's just a good guy?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, he kind of killed that guy or something, right?
No, the TV
I think
just
he-
fell in the
yeah.
water.
TV just fell.
Yeah. Trover just didn't care that he died. I don't know.
Okay.
But the gameplay was actually pretty fun, and as you may expect, it has lots of nonstop insane jokes. So the little yellow floating guy with the bandages over his crotch,
Mr. Pop-Up.
Mr. Pop-Up shows up and he goes, "Hey, I'm Mr. Pop-Up.
Mr. Pop-Up.
I need you to help me, like, get Alfred out of my house. He's in my house and he won't leave." You know, just classic Justin Roiland stuff. And Mr. Trover is just like, "Dude, go away. You're annoying. I don't want to deal with you." And then we move forward, and there's this log blocking your view, and you have Trover jump over it, and he just gets killed by something. And then he, like, pops back up in front of you. Trover does. He rematerializes, and he's like, there's something over there. These goblins over there, they killed me. You couldn't even see them. And then Mr. then Trover is like, "We need to get the crystal of Ariamethyst or whatever to get through this or whatever." And then Mr. Pop-Up shows back up and he's like, "Oh, you mean this crystal of Ariamethyst?" And then Trover's like, "Why do you have that?" And he's like, "Oh, I got it. You know, they gave it to me like a year ago. I've just had it, you know." And then Trover's like, "Well, give it to us." And he's like, "Well, then are you going to help me get my house back?" And then he's like, "Fine, you know." And then Mr. Pop-Up gives us the ability to pop up. So if you hit up on the right stick, your chair will rise up, so you can see over the log, and then you get Trover over there to fight the goblins, and then you can beam over there. And then we beam forward a couple more times, and there's a button puzzle, and you push one button, and the thing lights up green. There are two more red, and I'm like, okay, so I pop up, and there's another button. I push that, and the next one lights up green, and then I pop up to the third level, and there are 9 buttons. And at first, I thought it was like a lights out thing, where if you push one button, the lights around it turn off. So I was like sitting there trying to solve it, and then Trover's down on the ground. And he's just like, "Man, that puzzle seems really hard. It seems really hard for an E3 demo. This is really weird. Why would they put this puzzle in an E3 demo?" You know, and he's like, "Screw it, just come back down. We'll just break through." And like he just breaks through the door with his sword. And then so we beam forward a couple
that.
more. Yeah, he
like-
kept referring to it as a E3 demo.
Yeah, when Phoenix Wright first came to E3, like it did the same kind of thing.
Yeah, and then
Maybe Trauma Center as well.
And then, so I bumped forward a couple more times, and I didn't see anywhere else to beam to. And then Trover's just like, go up high. Look around at this beautiful, vast world. This is a whole game. It's like a real game. It's a whole real game, you know? And then I was jumping around with him, and then it started to fade out, and he's like, I can't, my eyes, I can't see anymore. It's just an E3 demo. It's ending now. It's over. Please go and report positively on this real game. This whole positive at your media outlet, you know. And it just kept going as it faded out, and then it
That's
ended. But yeah, actually, and I asked how long it was, and they said probably like 3 or 4 hours. And whereas Accounting Plus was kind of like a vignette kind of series of little short kind of scenarios. This, I mean, yeah, you're walking around as Trover, you're doing stuff. It's a game.
It's a whole real game.
Yeah, it's a whole real game, as Trover would say. Yeah, so I don't know, it was fun. I liked it.
Cool.
That's that.
Nice. Yeah, and we both played Desert Child.
Yeah.
Which, trying to describe its graphic style, it's kind of like in
Doomy.
animation, but done in like old school PC graphics, sort of like.
Oh, you want water?
Dude.
Oh, dude.
I want to compare it to like King's Quest or like Another World.
Yeah.
You think?
It's like a hip.
Yeah.
Definitely got some hip stuff going on. Yeah.
It's like a hip, cool, Another World.
Oh, we got a picture. Cool.
Sort of. Yeah, I mean, it looks like this.
It looks like this, so we don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have these bike
I forgot I
races. It's
pulled
like
it.
speeder bike races.
It's like Battletoads
And
flashbacks.
but then in between, there's this whole like hub world that you have to walk around. And so like between races, you have to like repair your bike and upgrade your bike, and then you also have to
Eat.
You have to eat. You have a hunger meter. You have to go get ramen.
Yeah.
That's not what I would expect from a game like this.
And then so you've got ammo in the center. That's what that number is counting down.
Yeah.
That's your bullets. And then the meter on the left and right is your boost.
Yeah.
And so your boost just kind of automatically recharges, but your ammo, you have to catch up to like an ammo truck to refill your
This
ammo.
is the town, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the first town here.
So you go to...
Oh yeah, this is chill. When you pick chill, is it going to show it? No, it's not going to show it.
I think we just looped.
Yeah.
I didn't pick chill. What is chill?
There's probably we'll probably see the scene. There's like literally just like a full screen like shot of him chilling on the bike, not doing anything.
Oh, that's how it ends, I think.
Yeah, it's like the picture that's on the top of the arcade cabinet, which is another, I don't know if you brought that up, but we played it on an arcade cabinet.
Oh,
there.
cool.
It was pretty rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you shoot the little TVs to get money. You're trying
it
to
feels
get...
like there's other stuff that you get out of them, but I'm not sure. Like they only talked about money.
Yeah, they only said money, but yeah, for sure it felt like other stuff too.
You
I
can
haven't seen
shoot
the
a
little
guy.
TV yet. What did they look like?
You can shoot a guy. There, that's chill. Just that.
Yeah, that's chill.
That's all that happens.
Okay.
Um,
You shoot the enemies and they'll slow down.
Slow down a little bit. Yeah.
It's a race. It's an actual race. I lost my first one and won my second one.
There are some other types of races too, like bounty hunts, where I think again you still are just trying to beat them, and then like that catches them. But there is actually like a surprising amount of stuff happening in the town sections. You actually have to buy the soundtrack, track by track.
I did not know
funny.
that. That's funny.
There's a record shop that you go into and buy different tracks.
You have to sell power cells that I guess you get from racing.
Yeah, they're like spare parts that you have, like bike parts. And then as soon as you get to the second world, there's a guy that's like, okay, you need to hang on to these now. You're going to use these to actually upgrade your,
man.
your
Nice.
bike. And the upgrade system, it's not in the trailer, I don't think. It's kind of crazy. There's like this circuit board. It sort of reminds me of like the Resident Evil briefcase, for like the different parts have different
put
shapes,
in.
and you're trying to like
Fit
fit
it all
them
in.
into the spot to upgrade. But then you also have to like route power to them, almost like
Oh,
Sin
that's
City.
fun.
Like,
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Funny.
yeah. So I'm gonna see if like what kind of stuff we got.
But the
What a
whole
style.
point of it
Yeah.
is you're trying to get $500, I think, space bucks, to get a ticket to Mars.
yeah, Mars is the second world. So
Oh,
this
okay,
is just
okay.
the first world.
Yeah, so
And that's a lot bigger. Like this is just like this one street.
Oh,
on,
yeah.
On this level. Once you get to Mars, there's like all kinds of
Did you
different.
play it at Anycade booth?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't get to the second world. I thought the one race was the only thing that there was.
No,
interesting.
yeah, I did the full demo with the devs.
Oh dang.
Oh.
So actually, it wasn't the devs. It was like one of their like PR team.
Yeah.
The dev wasn't actually there when I was there. But yeah, so there's a lot more space. There was like a beach. There's like all of these shops and stuff. Like when you walk around, like it really changes perspective. And that's why I was
Yeah.
kind of relating it to King's Quest, because it's not just that one angle every time.
Yeah.
It's like it cuts
Right.
back and forth. But
the
it seems
races
pretty
are
cool.
tough. It's like
They
the
are,
Battletoads. Like
Oh,
it's
cool.
tough.
The Battletoads.
You
of
can
racing.
also hit the boost and up at the same time to kind of do like a little like
Diagonal.
a
Yeah,
little
kind of.
rollish kind of maneuver.
What do you
Little
use the
dodge.
gun for?
The gun.
You mean that shot where you go like that?
Not just that. In the lower left-hand corner, you see a little HUD mentioning your guns.
I mean, he's
I
shooting,
guess this.
He's shooting all
Yeah.
the time in the
You're
on
shooting
his
to
ship.
get
or
money,
his
and you're
hoverbike.
shooting.
So most of the game is this,
to
right?
destroy-
Yeah.
Well,
It's
it's
this and
about half and
towns.
half,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Like there's a lot of time walking around, and that's actually kind of the funny thing. I think it's done on purpose because this is really fast and really frantic, and then when you're walking around, like it is actually really really slow.
Yeah, it looks pretty chilled out.
Yeah,
Chill out.
It's got a good vibe. This game is cool.
it definitely does. Oh, one of the other things you do on the second world is you actually can steal bike parts too.
Oh, what?
Cool.
Yeah, and there's like a whole mechanic of like trying to like find the combination of the guy's bike lock. And then you have to like time it right to make sure you don't get caught and everything. So
That's pretty funny.
I'm curious, like, just how much more depth there is in the
Yeah.
world.
Like
stuff.
you got to be able to climb that ladder, right?
Maybe.
I don't think so on this one, because
Oh.
this is just sort of
First
like
world.
an intro
world.
tutorial world. Yeah.
First
So
world.
just some world building.
What else did I play?
That's all I've got down for you right now, Ian.
I'm trying to think if
Can you
there's
think of anything else? I know you had a lot of time to walk around on your own to indicate and stuff.
I'm trying to think. Well, yeah, I played
It's Occupado.
Deracine. I think he went in.
They're doubling down.
There
two
are
boys in there?
multiple people in the bathroom right now. No, I,
I
think
don't-
Huber
I
went
don't think so.
outside.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
you guys confused. I didn't see Huber show up. So.
Yeah, I did not see him leave.
If I remember another game I played, I'll
Cool.
come back.
Speak up.
You want to get into some Brad stuff?
Oh, there he is.
I didn't play that much today. I only played.
But we got some stuff that you didn't play today as well.
Oh yeah, what else?
So, I don't know if you talked about it or not. Serious Sam 4.
Oh no, I did not. Yeah, we can talk about it. I need the shades.
The shades?
yeah.
Oh, yes, you do.
That was a good throw, Kyle.
My first good throw.
That was a good throw. Huber, get in here.
Huber. Coming. Okay.
Hold tight, everyone.
Hold on.
They're getting settled in.
We got stuff going on back there.
Huber's got his Taco Bell.
Didn't get lunch today.
All good.
No lunch.
Oh,
Yo.
you didn't
Yo.
get lunch?
No.
I'm sorry. How did that happen?
Appointments just like bop, 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 bop.
Oh, the
Yo,
Ubisoft
Ben.
nonsense. Yeah.
We're talking
sorry.
serious, Sam. You went on this? Okay, Ben's out.
Yeah, Ben's doing stuff. Ben's doing work.
Sam hype.
All right, so I played Serious Sam. Or no, I didn't play. I got to watch them play Serious Sam 4.
jealous.
So Serious Sam is a game about killing a lot of dudes in big open spaces. Huber, this game is same old what you want out of Serious Sam 4.
That's all it
They
needs to
showed
be.
me
Classic,
one
dude.
level in like the French countryside, and they said to me it was like, I think 3 times bigger than Skyrim.
Excellent.
One level.
What?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Huge. It's huge.
Good.
For like like this. She's like, see that mountain back there? You can go there. She pulled the
Oh
Breath of
my
the Wild
God.
on me. But there's vehicles you can get inside the levels and everything like that. So
Somebody else said that to me today, too, and I can't remember who it was.
but yeah, you could go there.
Brad, immediately, one of my, any time I ever think of Serious Sam,
Yes.
I think of 300 enemies coming at me
Yes, there's
all at once.
so there's plenty of enemies, Huber. There's also the
There they
Yeah,
are.
there's
This is starting to look like Days Gone right
plenty
now.
there's plenty of that, Huber.
Yeah.
You got your dialogue that he always has, his little like
Duke
what's the-
Nukem style
sassy,
quips.
yeah, quips. So and the tradition also remains. Yes, I will get to something like that. The tradition also remains whenever you find weapons. There's like, okay, so she was driving around on like a motorcycle here through the French countryside, and she's like, oh, there's a town right there. We can go in there and get stuff. And so she got like a bunch of ammo, stuff like that. And when you like, there's guns there, and she said like tradition, when you find a gun, you're gonna use it. So she
Nice.
got like a shotgun, dude. And all
the
these
big
guys,
one, the long barrel.
no, I don't think it was like the long barrel, but a bunch of guys come and kill him, whatnot. Oh, I think she also said the levels are procedurally generated.
Nice.
So
Oh, okay.
I think that's new. They're talking about.
Perfect.
And she said there's side quests within the area now. So, for example, there was like a tower, some lady up there sniping dudes.
Nice.
And if you helped her, she would throw you her sniper rifle. So you get the sniper rifle, then you could start using that too.
Nice.
Pretty much she was just going through the countryside killing guys, and at the end of the demo, she gets in like a big harvester, like a farming tool that harvests like huge,
Like a combine or something.
yeah, something huge, like huge industrial size, and she's going on it. Then like thousands of guys start running over the hill, and then it just ends, and they're telling me there's gonna be like thousands of guys at a time.
That's so
something
amazing.
like a crazy ass number.
Yeah, because Serious Sam 1, like for the time,
Yeah.
would have so many enemies on screen. That was so long ago. I can't even imagine what 4 is going to be like because games right now are crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts, dude. I wanted to see some chaos go down.
Nice.
But yeah, Serious Sam, if you're a fan of the previous ones, this is like a no-brainer for you.
Perfect.
Nice.
The Serious Sam has like really cool, like demonic, not demonic,
There
but
was-
like mystical. There's
is
like
it?
a mysticism.
There was like
to it, where they're, like
one of the
portals
enemies
and-
I remember was like a were-bull.
Cool.
Like a werewolf bull or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, and there was like those weird guys with like the no-hand explosions like that. There's some like normal dudes there too.
Cool.
I
What
don't-
guns did you get? Or did you
So
see?
they had like a pistol, like a bolt-action sniper rifle, a shotgun, and like an assault rifle. I
Shotgun
think, or
was
something
good?
Like that. Yeah, Serious Sam, baby.
Cool.
Felt pretty
cool.
good. So yeah,
Nice.
pretty good time.
Was is there a date on this?
No,
Not? Okay.
they didn't give me a
Okay.
hard date.
I wonder if is Ian still within earshot?
Ian,
Yo.
Yo.
Brad, you also got to check out the Surge 2, right?
yes,
Yo.
I did. Yeah, dude, it's a
it.
short demo. I mean, Serious Sam is a pretty straightforward game.
I just wanged my knee, dummy. There is
Oh,
no
no.
Surge 2. I didn't see any.
What?
I looked for it.
For like, I mean, it's Serious Sam. It's like if you like Serious Sam, you're gonna like this game. It's pretty like straightforward. It's not like crazy Call of Duty campaign, but if you want to shoot tons and tons and tons of dudes in big areas, this is a game for you.
Oh, did he have his revolver?
I think it was
does
like
not
a
exist.
more
Like a 6-shooter.
like Samurai's Edge pistol. I think.
What?
I think.
Okay.
Trying to
We need
remember.
more Talos principles.
I'm sure, dude. I bet you there's a lot of guns in this game.
Okay, good.
So I played the Surge 2. I've had very little experience with the Surge, the first one, but I've played a little bit of it.
Yeah, I played a few hours
So
of
the
it.
first thing immediately off the bat, like the first game, you were a specific character. This one, you can make whatever character you want. You could be anything you want. And the combat is also sped up a bit, Ian.
Oh, cool.
So besides just the normal pace of the fight, you can increase the speed by doing stats and whatnot.
Give people an idea of what the Surge is.
So the
'cause I feel like
Surge
a lot of people
is
don't
okay.
know
The
it.
most basic thing you could say is it's a Souls
Souls.
game,
Space
futuristic.
Souls.
Yeah, sci-fi Souls game.
And they had an amusement park DLC that looked rad that I
Yeah.
still
Wait,
really want to play. Yeah.
I didn't even hear about that.
Full amusement park.
Wow.
So the first game takes place like on a station. Oh yeah, this is what I saw. Okay, so
Oh, cool.
It's got IGN all over it.
They're not seeing it though. You guys.
Okay,
Oh,
so yeah.
Embargoed or what?
oh, it's IGN's exclusive
Oh.
thing.
But you guys, for your curiosity, if
Cool.
you'd like to see how it
Cool.
looks. Here you
check out IGN.
go. It looks fast.
Yeah, it's much faster this time around. So as you can see, he has like a big axe there, Huber. The thing about in this game is that it's kind of like a trick weapon, so you could like spread it into two separate axes. Like there he goes, right there,
Dang.
quick attacks. And the game's also really about targeting
I
specific.
hate it when we see things that chat doesn't
I know, I'm
see.
sorry.
Put it in chat for them.
Nice.
You
Okay.
attack.
We're just not going to show you IGN stuff.
Yeah, the thing about this game is it's all about attacking specific body parts of these guys, so you can get certain rewards from them. So like, you can cut off their arm and get like a piece of their arm that would give you like a special reward, like a piece of armor that you can make or something like that, or a weapon.
Nice.
Do you have to do that before you kill them?
Right there.
Like,
it's like the
uh,
final thing you do. Look, he like chops his dude in half.
Oh, okay. But I mean,
Stop referring to the video, though.
if you kill an enemy
I can just kill it. If it's...
without chopping their arm off, can you
Just
like
show
chop
it,
their
who
arm off
cares?
when you already killed
No,
them?
I don't think you can.
Okay,
They didn't
okay.
show that, but I think once they're dead, because one of them like died, I remember, and he got set on fire. So I think that's the kind of thing of saying like
Got
you
it.
can't do that. So yeah, you're going around. Unlike the first game that took place all on a station, this takes
I was going to
place.
say, the first
This
one was
is-
all in, like, inside.
Yeah, this one's like they show me it was outdoors in like a post-apocalyptic Last of Us looking kind of area in this forest where you could see the city in the background.
Cool. I liked the Surge 1. It was cool.
Yeah.
What was the other game that they did that was more fantasy?
Oh God, what was it called?
Bound by Flame or
No.
Lords of the Fallen?
Lords of the Fallen.
Oh, yeah,
that's
Lords
it.
of the Fallen.
Yeah.
Swimming in sevens.
Yeah. So, oh man, look at this. Okay, sorry, we can't like look at footage and describe it to them. So the game, you have a drone like you did in the first game. You could cut off their head, I think, their arms, and their legs and their chest. So you have this drone with you. If you cut off a certain part, you'll always get a part for your drone. So he had a drone he had come out, and he would put like an attachment on the drone that he could use in combat.
Sweet.
Just to add like a little crowd control or something like that. So he fought a couple guys with cloaks. He killed one of them, and he got an ability where he could see them easier or something like that. Something where they could detect them easier. He killed like 2 or 3 of them at a time. Then he fought a boss at the end, which is this huge robot with a shield and a spear. And it had it was like armored up, and it had oh sorry, I want to go back one quick thing. So like in Souls games you can block or whatever, but this game you could block in like 4 directions because they could attack from different areas. And
For
so
honor style.
yeah, so
Yeah.
if you get in the right thing, you get an advantage, like a little parry kind of thing. So the boss fight pretty much ran down as this big, like, Destiny-looking robot thing coming out, and it'd shoot, like, a big cannon at it, and when it would do that, it'd have a weak spot. So what he did is, when it shot its cannon, he shot it with his drone and did, like, a huge critical damage thing like that. But it has a shield also, so he was fighting it, and it was just blocking the whole time. They're like, if you keep hitting it, though, it'll eventually break. Kept hitting it, the shield broke on the robot. So you can just wear it down, I guess. It's not like
okay.
invulnerable.
Broke forever or like just
Yeah, it was
broke his
it
poise?
broke his shield. It
Oh,
was
okay,
gone.
okay.
So I don't know if that was just a specific boss fight or if that's something you could do throughout the whole game. But then he killed it, and he pretty much, I think he got a brand new part for it. And at the end, he collected parts from several different of the same type of unit. He was able to make a brand new set from that.
Cool.
So yeah, that was pretty much Surge in a nutshell.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks way
Faster
better than the
Surge
first one.
sounds-
So if
really
you're a
cool.
fan, man, keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. That's all I had for Brad. Damiani, do you want to do some of yours? Do you want to swap?
Yeah, I grabbed stuff for all of them.
Okay. We can start with Outer Wilds, which I played a bit of too.
I got B-roll with that.
Oh, you do?
I downloaded Ashen and Outer Wild B-roll for E3.
Nice.
Should be in that folder already.
Baja Blast.
Right,
dude. It's only right. Last AV3.
Nice.
E3. Yo, can you buy Baja Blast independent of Taco Bell yet?
Yes.
They finally did.
Oh, really?
Yes, Kyle.
I was at Walgreens, dude. I bought so many.
Walgreens?
Because it wasn't a 12-pack, it was just like a bunch of these, and you're like a tall bottle like this. And so I was like, I need to buy 4.
Kyle, I need
Because
to
it was
know,
just like felt like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
in
you know?
liters,
Yeah.
how much do you probably buy then if you bought the big bottles?
Oh, you know what? They're not big bottles.
Were they cans?
So no, they're
The
just
tiny
like a tall
bottles?
bottle. It's a tall bottle,
What's a tall bottle? There's
but
like
it's
those
still less than a liter. So I'd say that's like 2 liters. I'd say 4 bottles is 2 liters.
2 liters. So you bought 2 liters of Baja Blast.
Yeah,
All right.
Excellent.
cool. I'm still in recharge mode. I'll be back.
Get that Baja Blast going. Charge it up. Charge it up. Start with Outer Wilds then, I guess.
Yeah,
So you actually got to play it too?
I played it at Xbox, yeah.
Oh, nice.
What is Outer Wilds?
So
Poor Huber.
it's kind of like
Poor Huber. This.
yeah, we're playing it on
Check
right
it out.
now, but
Looks like Descent, Ian.
it's
Brandon
like a
wants to see
mix
this.
of like
No, I played this.
like a
Oh,
little.
Brandon
here
played
for
it
this.
too. Yeah.
I played this at Judges Week.
It's
Educate me,
it's
gentlemen.
Like
I played
a,
it like
it's like
5 years
it's like
ago.
Myst meets like the Witness type thing. I would say like it's a lot like
Okay.
it's like an adventure game
Yeah.
with like a heavy puzzle element. There's no there's like there's spoken not spoken out loud. There's like text bubbles to give you like some story like kind of like a synopsis at the beginning.
Yeah,
through
so
these
you wander
NPCs.
around this town,
yeah, this
and
village.
then check this out when you
But, like,
when you
it's-
fly out.
So Descent.
Dude, it's science. You gotta learn to control
seamless this is,
thrusters.
dude. Look at this,
So
dude.
piloting this isn't like automatic. It's not as
What?
simple as going up and down. You got like you gotta know how to actually pilot in space.
Yeah.
Or else you are going
There
bye-bye.
is an autopilot to land.
There's all but like that's no fun. You gotta you gotta really do this, and it's so cool when you do it.
But I get vibes of like Kerbal Space Program.
Oh yeah,
You know,
for
it's
the,
a
like,
little
it's,
bit,
It's
yeah.
very
physics-
hands-on.
Yes.
Yeah, because they have this little woodsy town, kind of like it almost resembles like an Ewok village.
It's pretty cool.
And like these guys, like they just have their little space program going on, and you go around and talk to some people to kind of do some tutorial stuff. There's
Yep.
like an anti-gravity cave
That
where you
was
learn
so
to use your
cool.
thrusters and like
Dude,
repair parts of the
Hubert,
ship.
so this cave, it's not like it's not like they call it the 0G cave, I
Yeah, it's
believe.
like 0G.
And you think, what's gonna go on in here? As you go deeper into it, like it gets darker, and the shards substitute as stars, and you get down there, and there's like a simulated like satellite, a bit like a big satellite, like space station, like mini space station size.
Just Cause right
Look at
here.
that.
I went on that planet. Did you go on that
Multiple
planet?
just
no, I didn't
cause
get to that one.
So
And you
what's
got-
crazy about that one is like that what looks like nothing like there at the bottom. That's actually a cloud layer. And yeah, once you go into it, then there's like stuff down there.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Dude, Hubert,
This game's real?
This game is insane. So you look at they have singularities at the center of the like galaxy cell. When you fall through it, you end up like on the other side on the white hole planet or whatever, and then you gotta like get back to like where you were and find your ship and
Yeah,
stuff.
is there is there a premise? Like, do you have a mission to get somewhere?
so
is
like
that
the,
end,
the context? So basically, you'll find out you're stuck in a time loop. And I guess things are eventually going to repeat at some point. Or
Well, yeah, they were saying that I was a little fuzzy on how that works, but like
Yeah,
it
they
basically like you die like every 20 minutes. So you have like 20 minutes to figure out some clue to lead to the next clue.
And on your ship here, there's a ship log that like logs every one of your findings. And there's like a detective mode board where every time you reset, you use the player still know the information. You can like log all that stuff and you can try and piece together. Like I found this on this planet, it's been logged, and that stays with you. That doesn't get reset.
Yeah.
So that's how like it's almost like Majora's Mask.
And
style,
it has something to do with like this ancient alien
Moon,
race.
yes.
Because when you start off, like, you know, not only are the tutorials available, but you have to, before you can launch, you have to go and get the launch codes from the guy at the observatory. And so you go to get the launch codes, and there's this like statue that somebody found, and they put it in the observatory along with all this other stuff of like their original models of planning, and like they just have all this backstory to their space program, the guys that first started it and everything. And so you get the launch codes, and then you go to leave, and that statue head that they found, it like turns to you and its eyes light up.
Freaky.
Yeah, and it's like communicating with you, and it's like whoa.
Telepathically, or
I think so, because like nobody believes you. Like they're like, you might need to rest. You shouldn't fly if you're seeing visions of stuff.
Yeah,
I think you're hallucinating.
Ancient like goat race. It looks like a goat, like a billy goat or something with like horns. And they say they're furry.
Oh my gosh.
And they're the ones who mastered space travel. And the only reason they're able to do their space program so far along is because of this race. And your mission is to go out there and find them, basically.
Whoa.
Like you believe that they're still out there. We don't know.
Do they want to be found?
We don't know. That's the thing.
Goodness.
Like that's what you got to figure out. And,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, Huber.
And what's cool though is like there's this, I mean, it seems like Damiani saw even more than I did, but there's this whole solar system right there, and you can just like launch and just go to whatever you want. And so I saw a clue to like led me to that planet with the tornadoes on it, and again it's like I went down into the cloud layer, and then all of a sudden like, oh, okay, so there's an ocean here, and I found some islands, and I was like trying to traverse the islands, and then this tornado just came through and picked not only me up, but like launched the whole island like up into space for a second, and it started falling back down. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Somehow, one of the planets I ended up on, I somehow broke off a piece of it, and it fell through the black hole with me. Whoa. And the developers like, wait, all this debris just followed you through from the planet. And then, but apparently my ship didn't fall through with it like it was supposed to or something. Like it's supposed to be a safety thing. And so I was stranded. And they were like, all right, we'll make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay.
They got stranded.
That's terrifying.
Stranded in a black hole. Was like on the other side of the solar system. I was like, okay, that's not a big idea, but just to illustrate, like I know there's an autopilot mode. To illustrate how difficult it is, they have the tutorial part. One of the things you have to master is a little miniature replica of your ship, and you got to use the thrusters, and you got to land it on one of these like platforms next to a geyser. I'm like, okay, I got it. First attempt, I'm like, okay, going easy, just like immediately because
you start spinning the ship in the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's like you can't. Once you start spinning the wrong way, like you're done. It's like Top Gun when you're in the washout. Like, I can't get a control of it. I'm like lost. Like it's so funny, but eventually, like you'll get the hang of it, and it's so good. Like I just love that part of it.
This is PC only, right? For now,
it is coming to PC and Xbox One.
It's definitely on Xbox, yeah.
Yes.
But I gotta emphasize, and this is kind of outside the game itself, but like, I wish everyone could have experienced this at Judges Week the way I did. Because you go to the independent evening, it's very chill. You got all these, one demo station per game. And so I'm just kind of walking back and forth. They got Ashen, the kids that you were talking about on your iPad was right next to this. Noita, that like pixel Metroidvania-esque game. So it's like, wow, all this stuff is really cool. And I wander by this, and it's like, oh, forest exploration game. That's kind of cool. And then like, go to the bar, get a beer, walk back over again. It's like, oh, these weird little like goat people. That looks neat. And then like go over, like play Sable. Then I'm walking back and like, oh, it's kind of like a sci-fi vibe, and then he like takes off, and I'm like, what the what? And like all of a sudden the world just like goes away, and like
that
he
shot
looks
is so
out of the
cool.
galaxy, and you see all these other places you can go to.
Oh my
and I just turn to the developers, and they're like, yeah.
There's like some of the
that was the effect that we wanted.
Touches in this Huber. Like you can send probes out that go across like the surface of the planet, and you just keep hitting the photo button and take like photos, so you can see it like going around the circumference and stuff. So you can like, oh, I should probably go this direction. I found something over there. It's really cool, and like landing and stuff. Like ignoring the auto assistance stuff, like doing it the way it's meant to be done.
Yeah.
Like you're just descending towards a planet, you gotta like line it up and everything. It's just like you just gotta find a good place to set it down. And like I was so scared because like the planet's spinning and stuff, and it's like, oh crap, I didn't account for that. I'm gonna like
overshoot it.
And then like I just landed just like soft enough without blowing up the shell. I was like, oh, thank you. So good. Like
that sound is giving me Smash Brothers vibes.
There's just so like when you just look up and you see these like bodies in space orbiting around it, and you know you can go to them. Like the sense of exploration and freedom in this game, it feels really good. And I
Visually
like
looks
that. Like
great.
you just go. Like Bloodworth ended up on this planet. I ended up on a totally different planet. You're just gonna go out there and explore and try and like find out stuff. And that ship's log thing is really good to help you keep track of it, so you feel like you're working towards an end goal.
That's great.
Yeah,
This game looks cool.
just is what I hoped. it
Yeah,
would
so
be.
along with that, Brandon mentioned that you saw Ashen, which I didn't get to see this year. I saw last year.
Yes, Ashen.
Yes.
Co-op Souls type game, or if you don't have another person to play with, it just puts a AI controlled character in that spot. And it's a different, way drastically different art style than Souls.
Yeah.
Like it's more colorful, I would say. It's got this like,
But it's still like kind of desaturated here.
What's the one we
this
played?
area it is.
Okay.
Ian?
the characters don't have
Absolver,
don't
yeah.
have faces. That's like one big
like
significant design
I mean,
element.
when you start, you create your character, and it's just faceless. It's a little disturbing, like because you don't have a face, but neither does like anything else in the game. Like
See,
another
Brad
humanoid.
Ellis is like ears twitching right now.
Brad, it is literally
Oh, yeah.
Souls. Like
Brad.
every button they have.
wasn't that. It looked like they were moving in slow motion, like weird running.
Oh,
And that's what I was
maybe
confused about.
I'm not sure if I didn't. think,
Brad, I
Like,
think
look
that
at that.
He-
Looks like they're running under
I
water.
didn't. I don't know if they got encumbered or something. Like I didn't encounter anything like that, but I didn't move that
Just
slow.
like a weird-
There's definitely a sprint button which uses stamina. You have the parry button. You have the shield guard. You have the heavy and light attacks. You have roll dodge. You have down on the D-pad when you have like the equivalent of the Estus flask. Like it is mechanically, it is Souls.
Is this trailer slowed down?
I don't know if it's slowed down. Maybe it is.
is
it
this
looks
from
like it.
is this from E3 this year or
This is
this
the B-roll footage from their site.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know if it was too big of a file or something. It's not playing it. I don't know. That wind looked right. That looks right.
That looks right. But like that roll was like.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a very large open environment essentially. Whereas I know Souls games, like they have really great interconnected like zones. This feels more open world, vast giant landscapes, like walking through forest and nature and stuff like that, open fields, climbing up hills, and just like at any turn there could be these weird like tribal looking enemies that will just like
There's
gang up
crazy
on you
things
and
flying
stuff.
around right here.
I never
Yeah.
saw that.
I saw that,
That's okay, Jones. What is that?
It's just a big huge
It's a windfish.
Yeah.
just a big huge fish that flies around the middle of what I perceive to be the middle of the map where I was.
All
Let me
right.
check that
Digging
out.
that lantern.
Yeah, like that was the one thing I didn't get to see was any kind of like boss encounter.
Oh, okay.
we
unfortunately.
fought a boss.
Oh, nice.
It was this guy actually. I think
Oh,
I think
wow.
this was the boss. Yeah. Did they talk to you about quest givers and how that works?
Enlighten me.
You are your quest giver.
Wait, what?
So when you go and get a quest, you become that character. So you can. It doesn't
wow,
change
I
your
didn't know that.
abilities or anything, your weapons or your armor or anything like that. But you assume the body of that character. And so, as you were
that's
saying, if
cool.
you're offline, it adds this other player, an AI character that will follow you and battle with you. But if you choose to be online, you can match up with friends if you want. So if you and I want to play, we're fine. We can find each other and go. Or in like a journey sense, that person will just whoop appear. So you're like about to go into a boss and like, oh, okay, I'll go with this person and they'll help me. So becoming the quest giver, what that does is if you're out in the open world and you see someone, you know what they're doing.
Oh,
So you can't communicate with them, but you're like, oh, I know the part of the game you're at. You know, like
Okay.
I know what you're on the way to do.
That's neat.
So I'm actually, I want to go with you and go do that. Like I'll go with you and like the way you appear to yourself and appear to other people changes. And I thought that was, I've never heard of a game doing something like that.
They showed me something cool you can do in this. There are these like soul statues that he just warped ahead to like a further part in the game. This zone that was completely covered in like ash essentially, and there are these glowing red statues like that look like humans, like humanoid, like hunched over. And he used a spear item, and he was able to hurl it at these statues. And if it made contact, you turned into a shadowy mist and like instantly teleported over there. What? Yes, that thing right there. Perfect. So if you hit one of those from afar, it's a way to like quick warp around and stuff like that. And he showed me this like that tower with the glowing light coming out of it. We saw at one point in the trailer. That's where he was like leading up to before we had to like end the session. And I was like, oh, I like kind of cool.
Did it feel difficult? Was it hard?
You can get yourselves into, there's like Souls, you can get yourselves into tough situation. You get too greedy or too overconfident, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by like 4 enemies, and you just run out of stamina. It's like, can't block. They bang, 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 dead. But one-on-one stuff with the remedial enemies that's coming across was not really a problem.
Cool.
I
And
mean,
is there XP, souls, blood echoes?
I forget what they were called, but it's essentially equivalent of souls.
Cool.
Like
And then if you
currency,
die,
yeah.
you can like maybe get them back. Is it that same mechanic or?
I believe he was explaining because he said he can go back and I forget. There's something unique about it, and I forget at this point. But like it was right at the end because he was trying to show it to me, and it was yesterday, and like the show floor had closed, and he was still trying to show me stuff as they were kicking us out. Like, the floor is closed. The guy came in, is like, you guys need to leave. It's like, oh crap. But because we didn't like actually die in the demo. We didn't get to a boss to fight. We probably would have lost to that. So I wasn't able to see it, and I think he was trying to show me it.
There was also extra AI characters, so I played co-op with the developer when I played this
nice.
during Judges Week, and that boss that we fought, that boss's daughter in the lore fought with us as well. So it was me, the developer, and a third AI character, and we were all fighting at the same time.
that.
That
I mean,
boss
that's
whooped me,
the-
and
I
he
mean-
could revive me in the fight and tried to, and died like trying to revive me.
I mean, that's the other thing. If you get defeated, but you still have your partner alive, they can revive you. You can opt to just be respawned for whatever reason, but you can be brought back to life. That I at least got to see that mechanic in action.
Brad Resme.
When's this out?
This is coming out. It's supposed to be coming out by the end of the year, and it's also PC and Xbox One, I believe.
Cool.
Why don't you give me a res, Brad?
Damiani, you picked one out of the pile that I knew nothing about. A Plague Tale Innocence?
Yeah, Plague's Tale Innocence.
Plague's Tale.
I think we only have the trailer for this, and I don't know if it shows anything interesting, but pretty much what I saw of the demo for this game is what was in the trailer I saw, so hopefully this is the same thing. Essentially what this is it's set in, I believe, the early 14th century France during a plague outbreak, and it's also like basically the French Inquisition is trying to like keep everything under control during this like outbreak, and you are this older girl who apparently lost her brother to all of this, named Amicia, and you are escorting, I believe, 2 brothers, Hugo and I forget the youngest boy's name.
Hugo Strange?
No, sorry. These 2 younger boys are with you, and you're basically just trying to like survive and get through this world with all this craziness going on. And that's, I think, what sold me was the footage I saw showed these 2 little kids being escorted by her across a field of dead bodies.
Whoa, dark.
Like tons of dead bodies, and then this horse was in front of them, and it starts like bulging and stuff, and like a horde of infested rats comes out, and like you have to stay in the light of fire to keep them at bay. And like crossing the field is all about interacting with like these sources to create fire and light so you can be safe. And you have like no you have like no serious weapons. You have like this like kind of like sling weapon you can hurl to like hit soldiers in the helmet, like Inquisition people in the helmet, which will make them off balance and they might fall down out of a safe zone, and then the rats will do the work for you at that point. Like you can't go one-on-one in them or anything, or they will like you're dead. But you're trying to like knock guards into rats like that, or you're trying to like, there's one where there was like a part of like a mechanism they had to break the rope so it would fall down, and it would cause a brush fire that like lit up more of an area so they can make it, and made the rats back off so that they can keep moving. So it's basically an escort mission with stealth, essentially.
I like that.
And it's very intense.
Alan Wake style.
Because
Stay in the light.
Because you have to walk through these, like, you have these narrow paths. It's like Pitch Black. Have you ever seen that movie where they're
yes.
trying to move with all the monsters around them?
Has Huber ever seen
Like
that
you,
movie? What a question.
you see them just like at your feet crawling, and there's like an inch of safety
That
between
is
you and them, and like
awesome.
this most gruesome death awaits if you just like screw up.
This trailer, Damiani, is this in-game footage? Is this a cinematic? What am I looking
So
at
what I
here?
saw in game, it looks like this.
Okay,
Yeah, like this is
awesome.
in game. I believe it's. It might be
like
Xbox as well, but like it was definitely on PC. And it does look pretty good. Basically, the mission you started off on, you arrive via boat to the aqueducts, and you saw it in the background here. And your goal is to follow the aqueducts to this town where you supposedly will meet up with someone. You think you'll be safe at that point. Obviously, you probably won't be safe at that point. And you had to get you. Things are going smoothly. Things are going nice banter between them. They're kind of lining things up, and then they come across the field of dead bodies. And like that's the only way to go. And they gotta deal with that, the rats, they gotta deal with Inquisition guards doing patrols and stuff just to get on. And you can leave the kids, you can basically leave the little kid behind at points to go do stuff to interact with puzzle, like to solve the puzzles to advance. And you can issue orders to the older kid to assist with things as well.
Okay.
So they showed a puzzle where you need to do all three of those things in tandem to advance.
Can the little kid go through like small little cracks maybe later
Probably
on?
for sure. But most of the time it was to tell him to stay behind. And then a simple task is like, oh, we're holding up something together, the two of us. Can you just like crank this thing a little bit to like, you know, hold it up a little bit more, and then we can sneak one of us under there. And yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of that. And the cool thing was the girl, Amicia, she seemed like extremely confident, very skilled with everything. So I was like, what's her background? She was a noble. And she spent all of her time like in like the royal forest or something outdoors, just like going out and like doing like just enjoying nature and like just doing whatever that was.
Yeah.
And the plague hit them last. So she still looks okay. Like she doesn't look as beat down and worn out as the kids, but you could definitely tell like she can handle herself in this situation. Like the kids freak out when like shit hits the fan.
Damiani, dude.
Let's
I just
look
want
at
to
those
say,
rats.
thank you
Look at these rats,
because
dude.
this is my jam, and this is a hidden gem. I've never heard of this game. It is on my radar.
The story,
looks
man,
excellent.
seems to be like super depressing.
Of course, it looks pretty heavy.
Rough.
Yeah, just going through the game, I'm sure too. Like you said, they're at your feet. Like all those tense moments.
Like
This game looks mentally exhausting.
These kids are seeing these gruesome, violent deaths. Like even if they make it through, like how messed up are they going to be
Yeah.
after seeing all this?
Heavy, dude.
And unique
Did
setting
you have an
too.
appointment for this, or did you just like see it, or
Yeah,
how
that's
did?
an appointment.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Bloodworth. Well done. Yeah.
Another
It is
Damiani,
coming to Xbox One, yeah.
another Damiani appointment is the Messenger.
The Messenger, yes. There should be B-roll. Can you play the... Oh, no, sorry. There's only a trailer. There is no B-roll. Only IGN has B-roll for this, which stinks because they have footage of the thing I want to talk about. There's only a tease of it in this trailer. So at first glance, this looks like an old school NES
dude.
Ninja Gaiden homage right here. Looks straight up like Ninja Gaiden. So you're like, look at this. It's Ninja Gaiden 8-bit action platforming with a few new mechanics. Like the biggest new mechanic you get is
The swimming is crazy.
I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff, but the core new mechanic that you get is you can, when you hit something in the air, like any object, like an enemy or projectile, you can do another jump off of it. Like a little cloud appears below your feet, and you can then double jump off of it. But you got to make contact with it.
sick.
So there's no inherent double jump. But here's where it gets crazy. Like it was pretty
You've seen
good.
this, Brad.
It was pretty good on its own, just being like an homage like this.
Until.
I got to do that boss fight until. So this is not.
Here we go, Red.
This right here.
Then it turns like.
So apparently, at some point in the game, it shifts from being just a linear level-based Ninja Gaiden game to a Metroidvania because you gain the ability to switch instantaneously or through these portals between 8-bit and 16-bit mechanics. Not just aesthetic, but the mechanics radically shift. And like environments will slightly change, so you got to deal with like 16-bit mechanics and stuff. It looks better.
This is only on Switch?
No.
is it just this trailer?
This trailer is just a Switch teaser. It's
Okay,
coming
yeah.
to multiple platforms. Had a great time. The writing, the humor in this, like, it could be as straightforward and as like old school like style as you want, but then they're like you can pick answers to some of like the shop vendors, only one I got to interact with. But if you push a little bit further, like ask me to tell a story, tell you this like ridiculous story about how someone who couldn't read was supposed to read a report for their boss, and their boss found that they couldn't read, so they got fired. And they went on and become like a rich, somehow became rich, whatever, and then like their accountant goes, wow, you don't know how to read or something, that must suck. He goes, no, it doesn't, otherwise I would have been fired or something. And like these weird backwards it's just so weird and stuff, but it was like hilarious stuff like that. Like they spent a lot of time on the writing, I could tell. They even made jokes about like E3 and stuff in there just for this as well. So and you're called the messenger because at the very beginning of the game, you're like trained to become like an elite warrior under the tutelage of this like master. And you get ambushed by like this demon dude, just like rains fire down, and you're the last one alive. And you were waiting for the Western hero to show up, the legendary Western hero or Western warrior who was going to defeat it before it rained chaos down. And they showed up a little late, and they don't say why they were late. And he's like, "Whoops! Well, everyone's dead. You look like the most capable person. Here's the scroll. Go deliver it to the top of the mountain. These sages. I christen you the messenger."
That's hilarious.
And like every boss refers to you, "Oh, it's the messenger. I've heard of you." It's like, what? It's so stupid, but it's hilarious. You got skill trees. Like you want to break all these things to get orbs, and that's your currency.
The grapple to enemies is,
that's pretty
hot.
nice.
Yeah, like you
Is
get this
it-
grapple move. Oh gosh. So good.
Shovel Knight is a phenomenal game. Is it safe to get hyped and to assume that like this is the next Shovel Knight in terms of quality?
I just need to see more levels. I only
Okay.
saw 2 levels.
Careful.
Yeah.
I that's why I asked.
Part of why Shovel Knight works so well is not just its mechanics.
It's like Brad treats Huber like the PR person at a dev event. You know what I mean? Like Huber's the dev, and like you're asking Huber questions about Huber's game, and Brad's off camera like
He was like, "Don't do that. Don't say that, man."
embargo Huber information.
That's why I
It
wanted
it's gonna rely
Damiani's
heavily
take.
on the levels and the bosses.
Okay.
I fought one boss. It was like not that. I mean, they put it on E3 mode as which I think was their joke version of even easier than easy mode because they had
Sure.
difficulty
That's great.
settings. But yeah, it's gonna rely heavily on how like the bosses are in the later stages. But I've seen some crazy stuff, and I was like, okay, like rising
wingsuits,
lava,
I mean, yeah.
Like jump
like
attack
that
is so cool.
bouncing off with that sword. I didn't get that yet, so like that's a further along ability. But yeah, like being able to use the grapple hook, you can charge it up to grapple enemies and pull yourself to them. It also does like 3 times damage as well. You can do some crazy weird like jump combos. Oh, it's pretty cool. Yeah,
Looks amazing.
need an appointment. Day 4
Day
V3 secret day 4.
Yeah, too late for an interview, Blood.
My goodness.
Oh, well.
Bloodstained, but
Did you get to play the 16-bit section?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Basically, they made a version of the second level which automatically unlocked it because you're supposed to get the ability later, but they basically let me play to that level with the ability unlocked already.
okay.
Yeah.
Raiden vibes.
Next up on my Damiani list,
Raiden,
the
sorry.
Inner
Raiden.
Friend, which I don't know much
Friend.
about either.
I have B-roll of this. There's multiple ones. It's not the hospital one. It might be B-roll 2. Okay, this is it.
Whoa.
Okay, so this game
What a
it's
start.
basically
Crazy
about
start.
Disturbing.
this is the very start of the game. So basically, you are an adult and you're diving into your mind because you've got to deal with a childhood trauma. And now your in-game avatar is represented by your child self.
It's like a cracked porcelain doll.
Yeah, it's really creepy. But basically, once you get into this world, the hub environment is your old childhood room, and it looks like a disaster, like spooky and stuff. But as you progress through the game, you're gonna rebuild it, which is like rebuilding your memories because you gotta like get over this trauma. And the flying part to the city thing is also gonna be it will be the hub environment after that. Apparently, like it's another hub. So this is what I got to play. Oh, this is the hospital. What I got to play was this salon environment, and what it was is that you had some kind of weird fear about a bad encounter. It's based on a developer who had a really bad traumatic childhood experience with a hairstylist who they thought was going to cut off like their head. They were just terrified of the scissors irrationally like a child. And so they made this like Silent Hill-esque environment where you're going through this like creepy salon with all these like the objects just scattered all over the floor. The mirror you look through with the big lights like the get ready and get your hair cut. You break the first one, and then it triggers the encounter, and she just like appears or whatever it is. Like that right there. You break through the window, and you just have this thing relentlessly hunting you, like, and it's faster than you, so you gotta like go around corners. You gotta like, you're small, so you gotta like duck through things and like basically cause it to like slow down and go the other way. But what you have to do is keep breaking the mirrors because it angers them and it makes them like run away for a little bit. It buys you some time. And if they catch you, you're just like gonna get your freaking head cut off by these
like a
scissors. It's
classroom here, yeah.
So you go to all these different environments based on like your childhood, and you got to deal like that thing looks like from
Laser
Stranger
puzzle.
Things. Looks
Laser
like,
puzzle confirmed.
There it is. This is the freaking
That
hairstylist
counts.
thing. Look at this.
That
like,
thing's
you
freaky.
gotta. It's got like scissors coming after you. You gotta like break the window. Some of them are fake outs, so you think you can jump to safety, and some aren't. And you're like, no, crap, run away. You gotta go. Like it's gonna get you. Like so many like moments like that where it just like pops out of them and like comes. I was like, no, I'm out. No.
Oh
Yep,
my
yep.
gosh, that thing.
And they said they were heavily influenced by Stranger Things, obviously, with the logo font and everything like that. Just, they showed me a little bit of the hospital environment you saw as well in here. That one's different. It's not like intense, like, just an intense sensation of like you might die. It's like very stressful. It's more about disturbing imagery.
Slow burn.
So the hospital one they said was based on how, as some children when they go to a hospital, they don't understand the concept very well of other people being sick. No one's talking about it. You're just seeing all these sick people. They're ill. So what they did is you're going through this creepy hospital. The patients in there that you encounter aren't gonna attack you or anything like that, but like they have this like green gas that goes around them that goes off every so often, and it's poisonous to you. It's like their sickness infecting you, so you gotta stay out of like their AOE range and like navigate around them. But the patients start getting aggressive with each other the further you get in, and you gotta find like openings into progressing past them.
That's a great shot.
Yeah. And those beds you just saw raising up, apparently that's the you reach the end of the hospital and you're in a ward where you're going to this person you're going to meet, and then they all raise up and it becomes a platforming segment where it becomes the floor is lava. They said all these environments are based on childhood games. Essentially, like there's one that
the
you're
floor
seeing
is
like it's
lava,
hide and
for
seek.
sure.
You see the floor is lava, like stuff like that, and this weird crying, like shadowy thing. It's like something in your inner conscious that at first will not trust you and keeps running away from you, but it's meant to be sort of an in-game guide, which will kind of give, like, say you should go this way, that, or maybe go this way. And as you do, you collect these items to help rebuild your room and your memories. The more you get, the more that figure will start to trust you and be more like benevolent towards you.
Manny, what's up with the body being like more or less complete? Like sometimes it's full, sometimes it's like chunks missing.
It's like, is that healing right there, or like what's happening?
No. So like, you don't like take damage. Like one hit, you're dead.
Okay.
Like any negative.
Is it like a stamina? Like if you run, does your body start to
Nope,
disappear?
nothing like that. I think it's just like
Progression.
no, like they didn't talk about it.
Okay, secrets.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it. I mean,
It looks like you heal or like.
It does
Probably
look
the
like it comes back when you stop moving.
progression or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, I never had to like. I could keep running forever in that part. Like
Okay.
there was no stamina. I mean, you are inside your mind, so it could be something more psychological going on. Like when it's more intense stuff, maybe it's falling apart. When things calm down, you're more solidified. I don't know.
Character is terrified
Yeah.
of Rayman.
Oh, and you go through like essentially like tears to like travel back to your room and then travel to
Some people are
other
scared of
things.
clowns. This person's scared of Rayman.
yeah. Just yeah, it was just trippy. Very
Psychological
trippy.
horror.
All right.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
I've got one more Damiani solo on my list, and that is Rend. I don't
All
know what
right.
that is either.
Rend, yeah. There is Alienware did a gameplay 50-minute gameplay demo. Hopefully they show off more action than what I saw at the demonstration. Essentially, Rend is a survival game in the vein of Rust and Ark, where it's a persistent online survival game where you have 3 factions on a giant map, and each faction has its slice of this map that all look identical, but they're giant, vast open areas with like 12 biome regions. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get enough resources, build up these bases essentially, so that you harvest these like I forget what they call it, the spirit energy essentially is the ultimate goal. And you'll see this tree in the distance. You're trying to fill it up with spirit energy till it reaches the top, and that's how you can tell. That's how you win the campaign or season for that for the game, and then it moves on to like the next campaign after that. So unfortunately, the one thing I will say that they kind of did a service, that maybe could have done a little better with the presentation that I saw, is they were just rushing all over the place in God mode with like double, like 4x speed, double, like super high jumps, just to show me the different areas. And there was a lot more explanation going on than I was seeing what they were talking about. So it was a little rough, the presentation, I will say that. But it's essentially about harvesting resources, building bases, like you have like your master faction base. You can then make smaller team bases essentially, and what happens is there's only one night a week or one window of time a week where there's a shield that protects everyone's like side goes away, and it's like all bets are off, and it's now PvP time.
Cool.
Time
Very
to go
cool.
raid each other
Okay.
and cause like grief and all that stuff
Now I
like
get it.
that.
I like that idea.
So it I mean,
Is it like one real day a week or like
yes.
game
so
time?
they were saying when you pick your server, you will see what time it will be.
That's
you need to like communicate with
very
your friends
cool.
and stuff to organize it. And I need to correct myself. It's not the whole area is locked out until that time. It's your base. Like your base has this master shield around it, and you cannot go through it if you're on another faction until it drops. But there are smaller like in between bases you can like take control of that your enemies can infiltrate and like take advantage of those. You gotta like hold them down. They now are under your control. One funny thing they explained is it could take like up to 30 minutes to travel from your base to another base if you go on foot and don't use like a mount. There's no flying mounts. There's only terrestrial based mounts in this, but there are portals that will insta warp you, these colored gates to each side. They recently had an event they did, or one of those weekly things happened, and one team, the developer was on, they built a bunch of bases right in front of it, so they bottlenecked everyone. As soon as they came out, it was like all these turrets pointing at them and stuff, and it just like obliterated them and stuff. And they're like, all right, we need to make like a safe zone that extends a little bit further from the gate, so at least they have a fighting chance to get out of it and not just like absolutely obliterated. But like this action stuff that you're seeing, like not the menu stuff, but like you saw some health bars and stuff, and actually the combat, like the PvE, I didn't get to see any of this, which was unfortunate.
And the harvesting animation is weird.
Oh yeah,
This game
it looks
There's not a lot of-
this looks like a 4-year
it's
early
in
access
it's like in
type.
pre-alpha right now. It's like in
Yeah.
closed pre-alpha, and it looks extremely early.
Yeah, this will be early access till like 2021.
Yeah,
probably.
it's got a ways to go. Essentially, was my impression. The biggest
That's a real.
impression.
I really like that concept though.
Yeah, there's
this-
definitely potential here.
Yeah.
It just needs more time. I think it might have been a little too early to show this off, like publicly,
Yeah.
perhaps.
just
Yeah.
getting started. It looks.
You
like.
have basically four. What he was showing off there, you have four essentially like sort of classes, and each one like can spec a little differently. There's like a melee type. There's like a survivalist, which is you have advantages using nature, like you can harvest more, but you use the environment to like fight your enemies. Like you can poison stuff that they will harvest.
Is it like Beastmaster or just plants?
There is a sort of Beastmaster class, but not this one.
Okay.
Naturalist basically can like poison water, poison food, or whatever. Poison resources is the example they gave. So it's when you go harvest them and you get hit with that debuff and you go, oops, I'm now dying and stuff from that. Essentially, you hide in the shadows, let them kill themselves. Because they aren't paying attention, then you like drop in and scoot all the like loot and scoot basically and get out of there. There is one that's about like summoning like pets and stuff like that, and you let your pets do all the fighting and stuff.
You saw a little like pig mount or something.
Yeah,
he was riding
like,
around
you
on.
basically,
There we go. There's a little boar mount.
Anything in the game that doesn't fly and isn't a human, like a humanoid, you can make your pet apparently, and then mount up and ride as well.
It's kind of like Ark.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's Ark and Rust essentially.
Last question for me. Do we know how many people per server?
They said the number and I forget.
More than 100 or less?
No, I think it was definitely more than 100.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it's the three factions, and I forget what the cap was on it. It seemed pretty big.
Okay. Like hundreds. 100 each, 200
Yeah,
each.
it's a server instance. So, sorry if I'm wrong in that chat and you're like screaming right now. No, it's not that. It's that. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't ask that question. It was said, and it was like early on, and that number didn't
A
sink
lot
in.
of names and numbers being thrown at
Also,
us today.
that can be changed as well. Like they're in pre-alpha, so whatever they're throwing at you. But I mean, you're seeing a decent amount of people here, and it's probably this one faction versus one faction right now. It's probably getting insane when you get like all 3 factions at one point fighting each other. Just like hectic.
Yeah.
But yeah, still a little rough. There's like things are just bouncing around where they shouldn't be. Yeah.
Cool concept.
Nice.
And it's developed by former WoW and Riot people. Yeah.
Got it.
Nice.
So we're getting pretty close to our frame trap time, so we're going to take a little bit of a break
Yes, please.
and prep for frame trap, and then we will be right back.
Thank you.